Hello, everyone. Good evening. How's everybody doing? It's good to see y'all. Brat, you are number one, girl. You are number one. Good evening, PG. Much love. God bless. Aw, that is beautiful. Summer's Army. Mods and chat. Much love. Amen. Hey, girl, you are number one in here tonight. Number two. Mommy is six. Hello, PG. And chat, much love. All right, there we go. Number two in here tonight. One, two, and three. It's Tammy. Says hello to you, girl. Hello to you. God bless. Good to see you in here. Absolutely. I give you a hand. Number three. And it looks like Sharon is number four. There we go. And it says, good evening, PG. Where's Summer, Candace, Dawn, and Grandus? Yeah, I wish they would answer that question. In my opinion, they know the answer, right? But getting them to tell it, I don't know. Hey, Laylee, how you doing tonight? Hello, PG and chat. Mods, hello to you. Hello to you. It's good to see all of you guys in here tonight. God bless. Georgia Race, good to see you. Lisa, good to see you in here, hon. Chris, good to see you. Miss Justice 1111, good to see you, hon. It is absolutely good to see everybody in here. And I really appreciate you all showing up yesterday for Summer's 1000 day live. That was beautiful. That so many people actually showed up for that. So God bless. Patty Ponytail, PG Mods chat. Much love. Oh, much love to you. Prayers for you too. God bless. Let me see. Moo Shark, how you doing tonight? How you doing? Love is Scorpio. There you are, girl. 77. Sugar Plum, how you doing? Blue Eye Dumpling. Miss Foxy, how you doing, sweetie? Let me get on down through here, you guys. There's Robin. Beth Ann, good to see you. And I'm heading to the bottom, you guys. There's Anna. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful prayers for the missing children. Amen. All right. PG made it to the bottom. Yes, right. God bless. We are at the bottom. All right, you guys. Feel like I'm losing my voice. Arctic, how you doing, sweetie? Hello, PG Mods, chat fam. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, that is beautiful. I appreciate that. God bless. Anyway, it's been a long day, right? This feels like the longest, like Monday flew by, right? I wish Tuesday could have flew by too, but it didn't. It was like lingering, right? It was absolutely lingering. Today was a long day. I don't know who was wanting a long day, but they got it today. And PG just happened to get it too. All right. I got a long day. Yeah, it was a long day, right? I don't know. A couple of times I felt like time stopped on me. Right? I felt like it absolutely was just stuck there. But I feel that way. You know, I always felt that way in school. And I feel that way at work. Right? I feel that way at school and I always feel that way at work. Like the time just, and then once the bell rung or once you clock out from work, it's like everything flies from there, right? It all flies. You know, time really does fly when you're having fun. I must not have been having no fun today. Right? I must not have been having no fun. Tomorrow I gotta try to make my my day more fun tomorrow so it'll fly by faster. uh, Tammy says, PG, you always pass over me. Oh, girl. Let me apologize. Let me apologize. Well, you got my attention now. Right? You got my attention now. That's for sure. God bless. Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness. JJ said that woman looks too clean to be Grandus. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It sure looks like her. It sure looks like her, y'all. You know? I mean, I think it is. If you ask me, I mean, I really, unless there's two of her or she's got a twin, it sure does look like her. And she is in Wisconsin, right? She is in Wisconsin. So, and this is something I think she would do. You know, I think it's something she would do. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I was just, um, I was just doing my, research and updates on these missing kids, and um, came across a video that I was watching, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, wait a minute, back that up, right? And I looked again, and then I had to look again, right? And I'm like, whoa, you know, I think that is her. I think we found Grandus at Eli's prayer vigil. What would she be doing there? You know, yesterday, I mean, if it was her on Grandus, yesterday was your 1,000 days Summer has been missing. That's your own biological granddaughter. Biological granddaughter. Why ain't you holding a candle up for her? Why ain't you holding a candle up for her? Why you always running? Why you always running away from everything? And if that is you and you were at Eli's prayer vigil, why wasn't you bringing some attention to Summer's case? I mean, I saw people talking to the news stations, right? How hard is it to walk up to the news people and say, it's beautiful what they were doing here tonight, and I wish more people would be doing this for my missing granddaughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells, right? And as the candle burned tonight, and we all was praying for Eli, I was praying for my granddaughter as well. I mean, that would have been beautiful, and it would have brought some attention to Summer's case. Why the hell you standing way in the back by a tree trying to hide instead of being up front and trying to bring some awareness to your granddaughter if that truly was you? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. It seems like, it seems like all these people are wanting to forget about Summer, right? I feel, it feels like the only ones that care about certain missing children like Summer is us. It's we the people. We the voices for the voiceless. Right? I mean, Don and Candace, they really, really didn't ever want to talk to us about Summer from the beginning. I mean, they was trying to avoid it like the plague, right? And wasn't doing nothing. Wasn't doing anything to bring awareness to Summer, right? And it seems like law enforcement's doing the same thing now. It seems like they're doing the same thing. They're just gone, right? They're just gone. Um, it just seems like the people that should be caring ain't. It seems like the people that should be caring ain't. And then you got a whole lot of strangers who do. That don't make no sense. I mean, I'm trying to make it make sense, but it don't. It don't make no sense. And in Eli's case, his mother and her boyfriend have both they've both been arrested for neglect in Eli's case, right? They've both been arrested for neglect in Eli's case. Why has Grandus and Candace not been arrested for neglect in Summer's case? Right? I mean, clearly they said that, Child Protective Services said abuse and gross neglect. Right? Gross. That's like the worst neglect you could get. And if these two people in Eli's case has been arrested, then why is Don and Candace and Grandus still walking free? Okay, Donald claims I'm at work. Well, Grandus and Candace wasn't. Right? There's 3 kids up on that hill not being watched by 2 adults, not 1, but 2. And they say that, one of the kids were able to get going. So they neglected to, to do their duty. And I think that, they deserve to be, if these other people are going to have to go to jail then for neglect, then Candace and Grandis should be in jail for neglect. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You can't treat 2 cases so differently. You ain't allowed to do that. That, that just isn't allowed. Even if it's in different states. The law across the board is pretty much the same for all states when it comes to, abuse, child neglect, the main criminal acts. Most laws across every state is pretty much the same. So why is this, why are the Wells being treated so differently from everyone else? Is not, I don't understand that. Why does it seem like, the state of Tennessee don't have no law enforcement at all? Why does it seem like that place don't have law enforcement? I mean, what I'm trying to say is you can go from one end of Tennessee to the other, and I promise you this is true. You can go from one end to the other doing 90 miles an hour or more, and you don't see no cops, no anything. You don't see nothing from one end to the other. And that is the truth. Trust me. I was there. I was there when it's happening. Nothing. Now you try to do that. You try to do that through some other states. And I promise you, you'll be pulling over and you'll be getting ticketed up something fierce. If not arrested. If not arrested. That's hazardous driving. That's what they call hazardous driving. Right? You could seriously hurt people going at that speed. But yet they're not, they don't seem to care. Right? They don't seem to care. I understand, when you call law enforcement out, they're for the people that's been in the community forever, right? It's like if you're an outsider, don't call law enforcement. Don't call them, because when they get there, they're going to be shaking hands with your enemy and turning on you and turning on you, right? It seems like if look at what happened to Mr. Dobbs. Look what happened to Mr. Dobbs. You know, they come up, oh, how you doing, Andy? Jody Sue? What's the problem here, my friends? What's the problem? Oh, he's got a deed. He's got a legal paper. And so I don't give a damn what he's got in his hand. You, my friends, he's getting the hell out of here. How does that work? How does that work? I don't know. I don't know. Last time I checked, you buy a property, you know, you're allowed to go and take possession of that property, right? You're allowed to go and take possession of it. It's yours. Law enforcement can't run you off your own damn property, right? But they did. They did up on Ben Hill Road. I don't understand it, but it happened, right? It happened, folks. It happened. You know, straight up, it happened. So I don't know. I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a lot going on out here in the YouTube streets. A lot of do tell. But I want to cover the kids' content first, and what I came in for, and then we have time. We have time at the end of the night. PG will do the details. So I'm going to get started because I'm kind of excited, right? I'm kind of excited that that Grandus could have been at this child's prayer visual. It sure looks like her, folks. Let me pop it up. Let me pop it up for y'all. Here it is. And there she is. Look. Does it look like her? I mean, I even looked at the other. It's her glasses. I matched up the glasses from other pictures of her, and I'm telling you, that's her glasses on this lady's face. So I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. If you think it looks like Grandus, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2. I mean, it sure looks like her to me, folks. Well, you have to remember that Grandus has money now. I don't know where that money came from, but Grandus has money now, so don't go off of on the heel, because Grandus, has got money now. She can afford to go and have her hair dyed like this. That's the color she always keeps it. She can afford a little nicer things. She even got herself a new vehicle, right? So I don't know. This lady ain't young. This lady's not young. No, she's an old lady. She's an old lady. It sure did look like her to me. I don't know, y'all, but it sure did look like her to me. I don't know. Here she is. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like her to me. I mean, I hear Grandus is only the same age as Don Wells, so she would only be 60. This lady looks like she's 60 to me. I don't know. Um, and look at the glasses. Same glasses. The mouth looks like hers, and the sagging on the side of her face. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I wish we could have got a front view. I wish she would have turned around so we could have seen seen her face. I don't know. You know, it looked like it to me. I don't know. You know, I look at the glasses, I look at the hair, I look at the sagging. The sagging because her face was sagging. It seemed to have her mouth. It seemed to have her mouth, the thin mouth, and how she puckers it. And always looks kind of mean. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it looked like her to me. I can't say it is or it isn't. I'm just saying if she was there, it's sad that she wasn't bringing awareness to Summer's case, right? Because that was a great opportunity. That was a great opportunity. Yeah, it's in Wisconsin, and she is in Wisconsin. Grandis is in Wisconsin, so um, would this be something she would do? Yes, yes, due to the fact that her daughter's missing, and every year she goes up to Wisconsin. Well, she was when she was in Tennessee with Candace. Every year she would go to Wisconsin, right? Up to Wisconsin to some kind of prayer vigil or some kind of get together for the missing. And so this is definitely something she would have been doing. If she knew about it. If she knew about it, she would have been out there doing it. So it's a good chance that it is her. There's a very good chance that it is her. Because she went all the way from Tennessee to go there once a year, to some kind of thing for missing people because of her daughter Rose, and it's some kind of meet and greet type thing. So if she would take the time to do all of that, and she knew about this prayer vigil, I'm sure she would have been there. I'm sure she would have, went out in support, because it's something that she does, right? It's something that she does. So I don't know. I don't know. Sure did look like her. I mean, if it wasn't her, it had to be relation, right? It had to be some kind of relation, because I don't think any two people going to look that much alike, right? I don't think so. Not without being blood relatives. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen it. So I don't know. But I figured, since it looked like she was there, since it seems that she was there, um, you know, then I figured we might as well do the updates on Eli's case. I don't know if anybody else took note or knew that they was looking for a vehicle. They were looking for a vehicle in his case, and they found it. But I'm going to let you guys listen to the updates.
After nearly 2 weeks of searching, a new update has been released in the disappearance of 3-year-old Elijah Vu. A Wisconsin toddler who vanished after prosecutors say his mother sent him to a home to learn to become a man. Authorities in Wisconsin revealed on Monday that a car of interest had been identified in the search for the missing child. In an update posted on Facebook Monday evening, the Two Rivers Police Department requested that homeowners and businesses review surveillance footage captured between 2 and 9 p.m. on February 19 as they continued to search for Elijah. Police urged residents in the Two Rivers area to review video, as well as those in adjacent counties. Authorities also said a vehicle of interest was identified and was in the possession of law enforcement. Police released pictures of the car, a 1997 four-door beige Nissan Altima. The vehicle has a Wisconsin license plate that begins with A and ends with 0. Authorities haven't provided any additional details on the vehicle or who the owner is. Elijah was last seen February 20 at a residence in Two Rivers, where prosecutors said his mother had sent him to stay with a man now charged with child neglect. Searches by police and residents have so far not located Elijah. This past weekend, crews from the Wisconsin National Guard conducted ground searches, while the Department of Natural Resources helped dive teams check near the shorelines of Lake Michigan and Twin River. KARE 11, the NBC affiliate in Minneapolis-St. Paul, reported. On Tuesday, police will expand their rural search efforts with large-scale operations and assistance from law enforcement from across the state, according to the Two Rivers Police Department. On February 27, the FBI announced a $15,000 reward for anyone with information leading to Elijah's return and the arrest of whoever may be responsible. Both Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, and the man Elijah had been staying with, Jesse Vang, were charged with child neglect in relation to the toddler's disappearance.
Now, they were charged with child neglect in relations to the child's disappearance. Why was Candace and Grandus, two adults on that hill? And Child Protective Services plainly stated they took those children because of abuse and neglect. So why are they still free? Why are they still free? You got to question. You got to question what's going on in Summer's case, as far as law enforcement is concerned.
Vang called police on February 20 and reported Elijah missing, telling police he had taken a nap that morning and brought Elijah in the bedroom with him. But when he awoke about 3 hours later he was gone, the complaint states. Vang told police he was in a relationship with Bauer and had been trying to help with her son's bad behaviors, according to the complaint. Vang explained to authorities that he was trying to correct the toddler's bad behaviors. He said that Elijah was afraid of him, and the boy was disciplined using timeouts, including being forced to stand for 1 to 3 hours and requiring him to pray at times, documents stated. Vang also forced the 3-year-old to take a cold shower and regularly threatened him with cold water for not complying, the criminal complaint stated. Both Bauer and Vang maintained that they didn't have anything to do with Elijah's disappearance.
This guy sat there. He sat there and totally confessed to abusing this little 3-year-old child, making it stand for 2-3 hours at a time, putting it in cold water, and then threatening to put it in cold water again. Talking about a 3-year-old child has bad behaviors. What kind of sick human being? What kind of sick human being would sit there and have the nerve to tell law enforcement, oh, this child had, you know what, mister, your ass had bad behavior. You had bad behavior by abusing this little boy and neglecting this little boy and doing what you did to this 3-year-old little boy. This was a baby. It was a baby that you was putting through hell to the point it has disappeared completely now. This mother freaker wants to talk about this 3-year-old's behavior when his behavior is pure fucking evil, right? Pure freaking evil. And that mother of this little boy, she ain't no better than the piece of shit she handed that little boy over to. Matter of fact, I heard that she left her special needs child in the car below zero. Outside is below zero. She leaves this little girl in the car to go in the house and mess around with this man, and leaves this little girl sitting in a below zero car while she's doing it. I'm going to tell you something. There is no place or no space out here in the public for sick human beings like this. None whatsoever. None. I've been doing a lot of research on Michael Vaughn's case. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is really unbelievable that the evils that are turned loose in this world right now. Unbelievable. I do not understand. I mean, I don't understand why our society is allowing this to go on. You know, okay, you call locking these people away inhumane. Well, what do you call turning them loose? Right? What do you call turning them loose? And they're doing this sick, evil stuff to children, to other people. What do you call that? That's okay? That's okay? It's inhumane to take these people and keep them out of society so they don't hurt or destroy anyone. But when they're in society and they are hurting and destroying people, humans, oh, that should be okay. That should be all right. I'm going to tell you, we can't have it both ways. We cannot have it both ways. We cannot sit there and say, oh, it's inhumane to keep our streets safe away from people like this, who indeed need to be locked away. Who indeed need to be locked away. Right? So Michael Vaughns don't disappear. So Summer Wells don't disappear. So Quentins don't disappear. Right? Audreys don't disappear. Madelines don't disappear. Right? But then when our society is, is safe for the kids to ride up and down the sidewalks on their little Power Wheels or tricycles or bicycles or whatever, and everything, the sun's shining and everything's looking so bright, a group of people want to holler, oh, this is inhumane. It's inhumane to keep these kind of individuals out of the society. Oh, they can't help the way they are. We should do something to incorporate them into our communities, and then your community's not safe anymore. Your community's no longer safe. and all the doors are locked, power wheels are put away, parents are watching up and down the road, right? You're making sure you watch both mirrors even when you pull into your garage to make sure that none of these people you wanted to incorporate into society is trying to come in the garage before you let the door down. Right. If you see them coming down the street, you wait, watch them pass by, make sure they're far enough down the road you think is safe now for you to get out of your vehicle, go into your home. Well, you know, I don't think it's inhumane to take people out of society that have no business in society. I don't think it's inhumane to lock people away that, are a threat to other people, especially children, old people, or anyone. I don't think that's inhumane. I think that's smart. I think that's intelligent. I think that is the best way to handle things, right? So that everyone else can be safe. It's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. That's what I'm saying. It's for the greater good. Right? But the reason that it's not being done for the greater good is because people were using it the way they use CPS, right? They weren't using it for the greater good. They wasn't using it for the greater good. What they were doing is using it to get people, to get humans that they didn't want to put up with, like men that didn't want to put up with their wife. They just commit her into one of them places, right? Or, family that's looking to take everything from the aunt or the uncle or something. Oh, they want to, deem that person mentally ill and have them put away so they can swoop in and try to take everything the person has. So because it was being used for pure evil, people wanted it to stop, right? It wasn't being used for the greater good. And because it wasn't being used for the greater good, people wanted it to stop. Evil always destroys. Evil always destroys, has a way of destroying everything that is good. It's a fact. It's a fact, you guys, that everything made in this world is made for the good, right? Now, if you use it for the bad, well, that's when it becomes bad. And you have too many people, it's not the object. It's not the object or the place that is evil. It's the humans who are evil, the ones that use it for evilness, right? Like, you take a place that opens up to take people who are dangerous to not only oneself but to others, and they open a place to be able to lock these people away from society, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing for society because it makes society safe. But now, if you have evil folks, viewing this place as a way to put, people that are not a threat to anyone, people who are absolutely normal, but they want to, they want to deem to be something different in there. Well, then it's all destroyed. It was used for pure evilness. And, it's not long. It's not long. And, I got to say one thing. Satan is very crafty. Satan is crafty. He's turned loose upon this world to devour whoever he can. And there is a whole lot of people he can. Right? There is a whole lot of humans that he can devour for many different reasons. Right? For many different reasons. Love, lust, money. Right? Power. Just so many things. So many things. Right? Here's my thing. Say that you're able to do all the evilness in the world to gain all the money. To gain all the money. Well, okay, boom, your number gets called. Could you take it with you? Is that money going to go with you? Is that power going to go with you? Is it going to go with you? Is that love going to go with you? Is that lust going to go with you? Because let me tell you something. Once your number's called, what you love is going to be with somebody else. What you was lusting after probably was already with a ton of people and going to be with a ton more. What you were doing evil to get all that money, well, honey, let me tell you, there's going to be other people spending it up now. Right? There are going to be other people spending it up. Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be when all of this goes down? Well, you're going to be probably in Hades asking yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so, folks. Absolutely not. I don't need nobody's love but God Almighty's. Right? Nobody needs anyone's love but God's. That's it. Jesus Christ. Right? Nobody needs to be lusting after anything. Right? They don't need to be lusting after nothing. I mean, lust to me is hard up. Right? You're hard up. You got issues. Something wrong with you. I ain't lusting after anything. That's like, kind of like a dog lapping it up, if you ask me. It don't sound good. And, the only money you need is enough to keep a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your mouth. Didn't Jesus tell you? Didn't Jesus say, don't worry about what you're going to eat tomorrow, what you're going to wear, how you're going to live, because God already has that covered? Don't worry about it. We got that. We got this. We got this for you. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow will come, and so will everything you need, because God takes care of his children. Right? Don't be hoarding a bunch of stuff up. It don't mean nothing. You got to have faith in God and know when tomorrow comes, God's going to be there with you. He already went before you. He already made provisions for you. Why are you worrying? Why are you worrying about it? right? God is awesome. He's awesome. There's no reason to worry. What you better be worrying about, what you better be worrying about is trying to do everything righteously. You know, people say, well, PG, you're one to talk. You're right. You're right. I ain't perfect. I don't even claim to be perfect. Man, I tell you now, I gotta get on my knees every day, and ask for forgiveness. And I'd be honest with you. I don't even know what I did wrong, but I know I probably done something, right? I probably did something. And even if I didn't, in case I did, I need to be safe. So, you know, that's what Jesus is there for. Because we all mess up. We all mess up as humans. But to willfully mess up, to willfully do evil, for any reason whatsoever, oh man, you in trouble now. You in trouble. It's bad enough messing up and you don't even mean to. Right? It's bad enough. You know, it's bad enough that one person calls you up and starts running their mouth. Right? They start running their mouth until the point that, you know, you can't be nice anymore. And you just let them have it. Right? You just let them have it. No. You listen. Right? And then you get to tell them now what you think. You just ran your mouth. Now you can shut up and listen. Right? Or hang up. Really don't give a damn what you do. But you won't be talking to me like that no more. You know. That's how, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter how perfect you are. I mean, the devil comes to the door through your telephone, through a text, right? Through some piece of crap in the line at the grocery store. Somewhere, somehow. Beep, beep, beep in traffic. Somewhere, somehow. You're not going to escape certain things that's going to cause you to sin a little bit. You just ain't going to do it. Nobody's going to escape that, right? Nobody's going to escape that. I mean, they just ain't. I mean, they just ain't. Right? That mother freaker in the back of you blowing and blowing, you know, because he can't see the tiny ass little car in front that's, you know, broke down and everybody's needing to get over now. Or they can't see the tiny little car that's, you know, still talking on the phone or texting that ain't moving yet. And it's beep, beep, you know, and hollering and whatever. And, you know, and next thing you know, you got your hand out the window with your middle finger extended, right? Sticking it up and waving it around and, you know. And the window don't seem to be enough now. So you got your door half open, you know, looking back at them, telling them what they could do with themselves. And the stinking car in front still ain't doing nothing, right? Yeah. It can get crazy. It can get crazy. And then at that point, you're so pissed off at the car up front that ain't moving yet that you go up and beat on the window. If that mother effer you're talking to is so important, you need to pull that ass over to the side of the road because you're getting this prick behind me, blowing my freaking ears out. And I'm sure you don't give a damn because you're in front, you know, with your windows rolled up in freaking La La Land somewhere. So you know, you either move this car or I'm going to help you out of it and move it myself. Right? That's how it gets out there in traffic. Straight up. It does. It does. Trust me, I know. I know. And I understand other people's tempers because I've got one. I've got a pretty good one myself, right? It takes a lot for me to restrain my temper, right? It's called anger management. That's what it's called. It's called anger management, right? Oh, you could talk to other people every day about how they need to manage their anger, right? Oh, you're a great coach when it comes to anger management. You could tell everybody else how to maintain theirs. But man, sometimes you can't even maintain your own. You feel like a hypocrite, right? You feel like a hypocrite because you couldn't, you're telling other people to do what you did not do about 5 times in one day, right? 5 times in one day. You let other people own your feelings when you know better. You know better to not let anyone own your feelings, but you did. But you did. Hey, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. You better believe I'm guilty. You know, I promise. The only time I think that PG's perfect is probably when I'm sleeping. And I'm probably ain't perfect then. I don't know what I'd be saying. I haven't ever put a tape recorder out to see if I say anything or not. Who knows? I could be cussing in my sleep. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm asleep. You know? You think the angel would be looking at you saying, "Aw, ain't beautiful sunflower so sweet when she's asleep?" You would think that. Or you think, "Oh, Granny's house is so sweet when her eyes are closed and she's just sleeping like this." Or, Molly's so beautiful when she's asleep, says the angel. You don't know. You know, oh, look at PG. She's so peaceful and restful. You just wouldn't believe you ever see her like so restful like this, right? Such a sweet look here. The child resting. Probably not. Probably like, look at PG. She even cussing in her sleep. I'm gonna have to report that back. I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. The way people piss you off in this world, it's possible, right? We don't know what we'd be doing in our sleep. We're asleep. I hope I'm not going to be held accountable for it, right? I really hope I'm not, because I probably do. I probably do cuss in my sleep. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, I have been looking into Michael Zvonk's case, and it seems to me like a lot of balls got dropped. A lot of balls got dropped before it ever got to the point that Michael came up missing. That's all I got to say about that case. And, I will be, I plan on covering it. I don't know when, but I plan on covering it. There's a lot to it. I think you guys would really like to hear. I mean, I found a lot of things in Michael's case that totally disturbed me, right? I didn't ever get into that case before, but here recently, I've been doing some research and so forth and so on, and And I just don't really like what I'm viewing. And I don't like the fact that, TM is over there attacking Brandy. I mean, that's like the low of the low, right? That's like as low as you go. I have no idea what her malfunctions are. Um, you know, and or why she, has singled this mother out to attack. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, it's wrong. It's wrong. And TM is not doing her research, right? Oh, Tiff Tiff isn't doing her research, you guys. She's not doing her research. If she was doing her research, she wouldn't be attacking Brandy like she is. And that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of creators out here. They're just not putting in the time. They're not putting in the time to do what it takes, right? To get the right information and bring it out here. When you're dealing with these cases, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, you guys. A lot of time um, going over all this stuff and putting it all together and doing what these creators do, the ones who really care and are doing it right. Yeah, I agree with you, sweet tea. Absolutely, I agree with you, girl. Straight up, I agree with you. And that's exactly what she is. That's exactly what she is. And it's on righteous. It's on righteous. I don't even know why anybody bothers to waste their time even listening to that BS, because that's exactly what it is. And it ain't going to stop till people quit viewing it. That's when it'll stop, when people quit viewing it, right? That's when it'll stop. I mean, you know, I personally would not watch any channels that don't bring something to the table that makes sense about these cases. I wouldn't watch any channels that don't bring the truth to the table, because the truth is the only thing that's going to find and bring these children home, right? That's it. And so, with that being said, I don't know if somebody was trying to come up or not. I'm going to put out the link, but it is, open panel here every night. You're always welcome. I thought I seen somebody in the backstage. If you were back there, I'm sorry. You were under some content. I did not see you. And you're welcome. You're welcome to take the link, come back, because I got it covered now. I'm able to see it. And that was my bad. That was my bad. But Michael's case, like I said, he should have been safe. He should have been safe. And he wasn't, because so many balls got dropped in so many different areas. It was crazy. It was crazy. Okay, I'm going to finish up with Eli.
Nearby homeowners and businesses with video footage that might be of interest to police were asked to upload it here. Anyone with information on Elijah's whereabouts was asked to contact the Two Rivers Police Department at 844-267-6648 or submit a tip online at Tips FBI.
Amen. So if you have any information on this beautiful child, please make sure you report it, turn it in. You see something, say something. You know something, say something. It's very important that we keep an open communication in our world to protect our children. I think there was a lot of people that could have helped Summer's case more, and they chose not to. So, and it's sad. It's sad that that they chose not to. If you ask me, this is little Eli. Molly was going to show off the brownie collection. Girl, you are silly. Um, this is little Eli, and I'm going to tell you, it's so sad. It's so sad these children have to be born to some of these people. Look at this. This is Eli's mother. Look how many alias she had. Look how many names that this freak went under. Right? You got to have some type of mental illness to want people to call you a bunch of names that that's not yours. Right? You got to have some type of mental illness. That's freaking weird, right? That's freaking weird. And birds of a feather flock together, right? Here's Jesse. He likes to go under Pong, Cook, Ching, right? Well, they got old Mr. Ching Chong Long Dong locked away now, right? Got his ass locked away, and and that freaking trash bucket that liked to keep her children in a below zero car and send her 3-year-old son, right? Her 3-year-old son to be abused by this piece of crap. They got her locked up too. They got her worthless backside locked up as well, right? And I hope they stay. I hope they stay locked away. And I hope they find little Eli and don't put these people in jail. Put them under the jail, right? Put them under the jail. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. I would not. These people do. These are the people I'm talking about that have no business being out here in our society. They are a danger. They are a danger not only to oneself, because they cannot see the evil human being they are, right? When you can't understand the evil human you are, then you're even more of a danger to others as well. And they have no business being out here in society. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is no fix. There is no fix for evil, you guys. Evil is a choice. It's a choice that the human wants to make. They want to make that choice. That's the kind of person they choose to be. And it cannot be fixed. Therefore, they got to be taken out of society, right? They need to be taken out of society forever. It's not like, there's no fix for it. We can't take them somewhere, fix them, and turn them back out in society because their choice is to be evil. When you take them in somewhere and you think you're going to get them fixed, oh yeah, you fixed them all right. You fixed them to where they're going to be a fake ass human being and act like the person that they know, and this is how you know these people know right from wrong. Because when you lock them away, they're on their best behavior to get out, right? They're on their best, so they know better than to do what they was doing. They know how to behave because they're able to behave enough to try to get out. And if they can behave enough to get out, then they know what they're doing is evil. And like I said, that's their choice. That's their choice. They have every intentions of coming back out to be evil, right? They have every intention to come back out into society to be evil. They're throwing up a smokescreen, acting like they can be fixed, and they can't. And I don't know why we as a society want to believe that they can be fixed. You know, they can't. Mental issues like that, ones that people make by choice, cannot be fixed. That's their choice, and we need to understand that. And therefore, we cannot let them out into society because their choice is to hurt other people, right? They're hurting themselves. They're hurting themselves by making evil choices. And they don't, I don't know if they don't understand it. I think they don't care. Evil's what they like. The bright lights, the evilness, and all the stuff that goes along with it, totally attracts them. It attracts them like a fly, right? Like a fly to honey. It attracts them. And, you got to get them kind of people out of society if you want people in society to be safe. If you want your community to be safe, right? You have to know who these people are. And our system's got to do something to start weeding them out. To start weeding them out. I mean, if you severely abuse or hurt a child, you should be taken out of society altogether. I don't care if it's your child or someone else's child. If you are evil enough to severely abuse or hurt or destroy a child, you need to be locked away out of society forever. No second chances. No second chance. And I tell you what, if they started making some of these people role models, if they started making some of these people the role model for everyone else in the court system, hey, I'm going to tell you something. There'd be a lot less kids being abused. That's all I'm saying. Right? I would make an example. I would make an example out of some of these people who hurt and destroy children by locking them away for life. And then you would see a lot less people hurting or abusing or destroying children. Because they know when they do, they're getting locked. I mean, it ain't going to stop it completely. Nothing ever stops things completely. But I'm going to tell you something. It's sure going to slow it down to a crawl. It's going to slow it down to a crawl. That's what I'm saying. And, and I also think there should be a law. If you confess that you hurt someone, even if you did or not, you get locked out of society. You get taken out of society. Because if you are mentally unstable enough to confess to something that you absolutely did not do, then you are capable of possibly doing it. And therefore, you have no business of being in society either. Right? That's your bad. You should not confess to anything you did not do. If you're innocent, then you need to stand firm on that. You need to stand firm on it. Don't be going around saying that you did things that you didn't. Don't go around, eluding people to believe you done stuff that you absolutely didn't. That's just sick. That's sick. That means that you are capable. It's something you're thinking about, something that you want to do, or you think is cool to do because you want people to believe you did it. That's disgusting. That's some kind of mental illness right there within itself, right? That's some kind of mental illness within itself. That's sick. And if you're doing it, you're even sicker, if you ask me. Right? Usually they start abusing animals first. And parents know if you've got a child who abuses animals, you know that child's doing, there's no way a parent doesn't know what their child's doing, right? I mean, at some point you're going to, at some point you're going to stumble upon it and you're going to know. And if you know your child is abusing animals or doing sick things to animals, you really need to get that child some help. Right? I mean, like most hospitals, can lead you in the right direction to get counseling for a child that that's having abnormal behavior, abusing animals, abusing the other children, abusing their own parents. I know that people, I know we all love our kids. Absolutely, we love our kids. But, you can't tolerate, no matter how much you love someone, you need to get them the help they need. You need to get them the help they need. Letting it go on, aiding and abetting it, is not the right thing to do. Because, sometimes if a human gets help soon enough, the table can be turned. If a human gets help soon enough, it can totally alter the future. What I'm saying is, if you seek help soon enough for a child, then you can totally turn it around to where the child understands, even it doesn't know, even it wouldn't know why it was doing such horrible things. It can, it can be a productive, kind, caring, loving human in the future if the parents seek the help the child needs. Most parents don't because they're working, cleaning house, taking care of the kids. They got the car clean out, right? Run it through the car wash. They got, their significant other that they want to spend time with. They got to take, they have to take their baths and their shower and wash the clothes and the dishes and cook. There's so much. And they just feel like, they ain't got time to be dealing with all of this stuff. And that's why society ends up with Don Wells. Society ends up with, Eli's mother and her boyfriend, right? Society ends up with people like Grandus and Candace. Society ends up, because these people were not straightened out soon enough. They didn't get the help they needed soon enough to turn things around so that they could be a better person in the future. Right? Most households don't have doctors in them Most households do not have psychologists in them. Most households do not have lawyers, or law enforcement in them. Some do, but most don't. Right? Most people are not educated in the field of law, psychology, none of these things. So they don't know how to handle anything being thrown at them. Right? They don't know. They don't know the signs. And even if they see the signs, they don't know where to go, how to seek the help. They're just lost, right? They're lost. And then, they also have a lot of fear. If I go take my child because it's doing, maybe they'll want to take the child away from me. Maybe they'll want to come and get my business and come through my home. And, there's a lot of stress and worry and other things that go along with it, right? And that's, that keeps a lot of kids from getting the counseling and the help and so forth they need, right? Because fear kicks in as well. Fear kicks in with a parent also. So, like Don's dad, right? He didn't want Don in jail. He didn't want his son, all the issues that go along with, getting Don help. He didn't want it, the dad didn't want to deal with it. And, well, everybody else had to pay the price. Everyone else had to pay the price. Grandus didn't want to stay home with her husband, raise her children properly, right? She didn't want to stay home and educate and raise her 3 daughters properly. She didn't want to, do what it took. She didn't want to do what it took to keep her daughters, off of substance abuse, right? She didn't want to teach them to say no to to any of the things you should be saying no to. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. And therefore, she had some party animals on her hands, right? Candace, a party animal. From my understandings, Rose was a party animal. And, well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Those children had no supervision. They had no one there to stop them from becoming what they had become. No one was there telling them right from wrong. So what you end up with? You end up with a Candace that, ain't only abusing substances, but she's abusing children. She's neglecting children. She ain't only neglecting herself, she's neglecting her children. Even more so. I mean, Grandus, wasn't there to teach these kids to take a bath every day, right? Get your ass in a bathtub and wash it up, clean it up, dry it up, dress it up, and don't offend other people's noses around you at the bus stop, right? I mean, she wasn't there to do it. And Candace is offending people's noses right now today. Not just at the school bus back then, but she is offending everyone's nose in Tennessee that gets a whiff of her. Right? Gotta call it like you see it, y'all. Gotta call it like you see it. And, and while all of this is going on, boom, Granny's getting her feet washed. Right? She don't teach her kids how to get cleaned up, but she getting her feet washed. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Right there, folks. Tim scrubbing it up. Granny's like, make sure you get between the toes. You hear me? You make sure you get between them toes. He's like, man, and he's loving it too, right? He's loving it. Look at him. Look at the big smile he's got on his face. He's loving it. He's like, oh yeah, don't worry, Granny. I got you covered. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's like, Granny, I got you covered. I'm washing them feet. He smells like mothballs. He smells like mothballs, yeah. And peppermint. Mothballs and peppermint, right? That's probably true. That's probably true, right? I wouldn't doubt it a lick. I wouldn't doubt that a lick. But yeah, there you go. Who would have known? Who would have known that, who would have known that Tim is out there. Granny was busy going to another kid's prayer vigil, right? Standing around, and Tim's like, it's okay, Granny. It's okay. I know your feet are sore from standing out there. Let me soak them for you. I'll get between the toes, right? There he is, anything to keep the wells in his pocket, right? Anything to keep the wells in his pocket. He got Granny sitting in a chair and he's on the floor. That's what I call service, baby. That's what I call service. Wow. Yeah. Just saying. But little Eli is still missing. Little Eli is still missing and has not been found. They are still searching for little Eli. They're not doing as many updates as I would like to see on his case. They're not. I think they got it in the bag. I think they got this in the bag. I believe law enforcement believes that it's in the bag. I think they know exactly who did what was done to Eli. And I'm sure Eli's going to get justice. I just hope he gets found. I pray that this little boy gets found. He deserves to be found. I don't know if anybody else had an opportunity to see Audrey's casket that they're putting her in, her coffin. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I was going to show it tonight. I didn't have time to get everything done tonight. So, hopefully, I'll be able to bring it out tomorrow, or maybe post it up on Summer's Facebook over there. I post a lot of things, on the Facebook, and I like to give a shout out to Beautiful Sunflower. I love to give a shout out to Beautiful Sunflower. She has really been putting out a lot of beautiful information on these cases as well. Um, you can find on Summer's Facebook or on her Facebook. Beautiful Sunflower has a Facebook as well, but you can find um, a lot, a lot of information um, that she has been putting out um, over the past few weeks, diligently putting it out. I've been watching, and I think it's awesome. We need all the voices for the voiceless that we can get. We need all the voices for the voiceless as we can get. And she is great at advocating for these children. She is really amazing. So I want to give her a shout out for all the work that she puts into doing what she does. And it is a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of work. And and PG so appreciates it. I so appreciate it. Absolutely. You are most welcome, Beautiful Sunflower. You're most welcome. Um, yeah, God bless. God bless, hon. God bless. I personally know I personally know how hard it is to do, what she's doing, right? We've been doing it now for over 2.5 years. And Beautiful Sunflower has always been a beautiful advocate. The 2.5 years or more that I've been out here, what time I've been blessed to know her, what time PG has been blessed to know Beautiful Sunflower. I wasn't out here before Summer's case. I started back with Summer's case. So with that being said, but over the time span that we have been here, and I've been blessed to know her, she has really been a beautiful advocate for these children. And, I know people don't say it enough. Some people don't say it. Some people feel like, everything they're doing is in vain. But it's not. It's not, it isn't. Behind the scenes and everything, trust me, there are so many people take note to what each and every one of you are doing. Just because someone ain't spoke up or, gave recognition, please understand that it is being recognized. Everything you do is being recognized. When someone posted something out for Summer, when you guys just put purple hearts in this chat, trust me, I take note, and everyone else is taking note of how beautiful your creation of hearts are to support these children. You may not think, that it meant much, but it meant the world. It meant the world, not only to all of us, that you're taking time to do that, but it means the world to these missing children that you're doing it for. So please don't ever be discouraged, ever, when you're doing good, because good is always recognized. Whether you know it or not, it's being recognized, right? And I know how easy it is to get discouraged. Trust me, I know how easy a human can be discouraged. So I just want you guys to know you are, you are, being observed. And you are getting a lot of people to throw their eyes to heaven and say, Lord, sure appreciate all these people you put out here to do such good for these children who are missing. This is your army that you have created, not any creator's army who's running a YouTube channel. God, this is your army. These are all the people that you have called together, because nobody's feet are nowhere that you don't put them. This is your army. Not PG's, not Justin's, not Smalley's, not Ziggy's. This is God's army. And it sure is a beautiful thing to hold sight of. A beautiful thing. And I just want you guys to know, trust me, we're all taking note. We're all taking note of how beautiful you are. Absolutely. Don't ever think no one isn't. And these kids need every voice they can get. Every voice they can get. They need a lot more voices than they've got already. I wish these kids had a bigger army. I wish they had a much bigger army out here, because the bigger the army, the more attraction this case is going to get. The bigger the army, the more focus from law enforcement the case is going to get. I'm going to tell you, nobody likes thousands of people joining together for a cause. They don't like it. They don't like it. Because then it's not do they want to pay attention. It's they have to pay attention. So I wish a lot more people would join this humongous army that's already here. Because this community needs to grow. It needs to grow for these children. I mean, just over the past week, we've had like 5 kids. Love a Scorpio, I'm bringing you up. Over the past week, we've had like 5 children missing. Did you get it turned off, girl?
I did. Thank
Amen.
you. Hi, PG.
Hello to you, sweetie. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, sweetheart. How you been?
I'm doing good. Doing
It's been
good.
a long day.
It has, hasn't it? I promise you, this today has felt like a week. It's felt like
really
a week, girl.
It really is. When
Yeah.
you said that, I'm like, I can so relate to you, PG.
Oh God, it was. I don't know what was going on today, but boy, time really slowed down, right?
It was like 1,000 minutes
Right.
per 12 hours.
Usually I wake up and it's like, the day's gone and I'm like, where did it go?
Right.
But today, honey, I'll tell you what, I knew where everything went. Right? I knew where it all went. It was
slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's slow motion. You got it. The words of Candace at the water hole. Right. Now we know what she was talking about.
But Candace's days, I think, were always like that, PG.
Yeah, I think so too.
Forever in a stupor.
Yeah, that she sure was. She's into that Indian tobacco enough, wasn't she?
Exactly. So, what I know you're touching on a little Elijah tonight,
Oh yeah.
and just in the past few days, the trend of mom versus boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
um, dad's friend with Audrey, Madeline's mom boyfriend from Florida.
Well, Eli, Eli's mother tried to say she wasn't there, and there's proof she was in that area. She was there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you got Audrey, and the mother is out here, trying to get some support and everything, but I just can't get behind someone that, was friends, as much friends with this weird person that did
Mm-hmm.
what he did as the rest of the family was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, and possibly, I mean, I don't know, but in my opinion, possibly she could have been involved in what went down. We don't know.
No.
We don't know. And then you have the other little girl's case that mom says, "Oh, me and my boyfriend dropped her off."
Yeah,
And
Madeline.
then now, oh, mom wasn't there.
Right.
He's trying to put it all on this guy.
Right.
And so it's just a hell of a mess, right?
Yeah. And
But
what I really wanted to touch on is single moms. Please, please. I did it myself. So I practice what I'm going about to say. I never, PG, I was divorced when I was in my early 30s. I could have been out having a heyday. I could have had any man over. Guess what stopped me? I had two young daughters in my home,
right.
and there is no hell in nothing that's going to bring those any men in my house would never come over my two daughters ever,
No. No.
ever. I don't understand why these women, whether they're addicted or whatever their crutches, let's just say that, whatever their crutches, low self-esteem. I mean, there's a million of them, right? We all have we can pin it on something, I guess. But when it comes to your children, there's no excuse good enough
None.
for me to say
None whatsoever.
I can let my 3-year-old boy go with this man, meaning Elijah, saying, go teach him how to be a man at 3 years old. Are
No.
you insane?
Yeah, she is, because I'm going to tell you what. My children do not have a dad. They ain't had a dad for a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you something. I don't need nobody to teach my sons how to be a man.
Right.
I think I'm capable of teaching my sons how to be men, right?
Yep.
I am capable of teaching them everything that they need to know about becoming a man. One is have the respect for other people's daughters that you would want in the future for your daughters, right?
Yep.
That's number one. Don't start anything, but by God, if someone else does, make sure you finish it.
Yep. And if you do decide to bring a man in your home, doesn't matter boy or girl, as a single mom, you are ultimately, in my eyes, responsible for your children.
Well, I tell you, I got a fiance. And when we first met up, like I told him, look, I don't want you doing anything. I want you're there for me, not my children.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Don't bother with them. I've got a roof over their head. I put clothes on their back, food in their mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and I rule where my children are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you say something out of line to one of my children or make some ugly comment to me,
Mm-hmm.
your ass will hit the door so fast it won't be coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it is. I'm sorry, and if you can't live with that, get up and get the hell away from me now. Because that's just how I am and how I feel when it comes to my kids.
Absolutely.
And I believe in giving people the same respect as I want where it comes to my kids. I don't want to be a parent. I'm not trying to be a parent to anyone else's children. That's their kids.
Right.
Don't come trying to be one to mine.
Right.
Right? I don't need that. My kids have a dad. They have a dad. He might be in heaven, but they have a dad. Right? They don't need another one. And they have a mom. That's just the way it is. And and if people can't understand that kind of thing, then I don't have to tell them.
But as a mom, right, PG, don't your kids become your number one when you're?
I'm going to tell you something. My kids were my number one over top of the real dad,
right?
Their biological dad.
Right.
They were number one before him.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. And I just don't understand these women. It's like it's an epidemic. These women just let these men in their homes and say they're, they tried to do like a little spin on this the Madeline case and call the boyfriend her stepfather. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was to try to sugarcoat the, the look that they wanted to spin on this. And we all knew that he wasn't the stepfather.
Right. Right.
He was not the stepfather ever.
Ever.
Nope.
Exactly. No. I'm a firm believer in children have a mother and they have a biological father. Right? Biological parents. That is the parents.
That's the parents.
That is the parents.
Yes.
It as much as people, I know people, take in stepkids and so forth and so on. And if I had stepkids, I'd treat them like my own. I'd be just as good to them as my own, but I'm not going to try to be their mother or try to take their mother's place. It's wrong. It's wrong. They have a mom.
Yep.
And I think every child in this world should love their mother. I don't care what type of person she is. She cared enough to lay down and have you, so she must have loved you. There's reasons why people, ain't able to be the parent they want to be. But I'm going to tell you, if she loved you enough to have you, then she loved you. And respect that. That is something to respect, because you wouldn't be here living this life that, okay, this life ain't easy, but I'm going to tell you what, you sure enjoyed a hell of a lot of good times in your life, didn't you? And if it was, and you get up every day fighting to live, right? You get up every day fighting to live. And so, you must love living if you're going to fight every day to live. So, this woman gave you that life that you're so fighting and loving to live. Even with the hard times, you're glad to be here. And, and she gave you all of those precious moments, right? To hold your own child and to get married and to do all of these things. And, just because she's not there doesn't mean she doesn't love you. That's BS.
But there are bad mothers out there. There are bad mothers.
There's a lot, there's a lot of mothers that, there's a lot of mothers out there that I commend. They give their child up. They give their child up because they just know they can't take care of it. Right? They know that there's too much on their plate, and or maybe they're not ready for it or whatever. At least they chose to do what's right for the child, because you're right. They could have been one of those mothers who totally and utterly did what some of these other parents are doing. Destroyed the child altogether, right?
Yeah.
I don't want you. I don't like you. I don't care about you. I ain't got time for you, but I'm going to keep you and I'm going to abuse the hell out of you. And they do, until the child's either taken by CPS and placed somewhere else, or the child luckily lives through it all and, is able to get away from it, or like a lot of children, like Summer,
Mm-hmm.
completely gone.
They succumb. Yeah.
Completely gone.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows where it's at. Um,
I just want to say, because this Elijah and this Audrey girl, these two kids had mothers that were complicit, without a doubt.
right,
Without
right.
a doubt. And nobody, and the mother just went, I mean, I'm sure you played the video, didn't you, with the boyfriend of Audrey's mother while she's doing the interview at the news station, and he's creeping around in the back. Nobody found that freaking weird. Did you see that video?
Yes, I did. And I also, I don't know who, I seen her doing an interview also outside and inside the house. I don't know what was going on, but did you see the smile come across her face? She
Mm-hmm.
thought it was cute. I don't know if that was him inside making them noises, or if it was the dog, or what the hell it was inside that house. But I'm going to tell you something. She thought it was cute. You could tell, you could tell she was a fucking lame brain, right?
Right.
You could tell she was a lame brain, didn't give a fuck,
Not
didn't
one
care,
tear.
trying to
Not,
put on her stupid fucking act, right? Trying to
yeah.
put on her
Yeah.
stupid fucking act, and whatever happened there showed who she truly was. She has that smirk and that smile come across her face, like, oh, this is cute. Oh, excuse me. Like she wanted to laugh. Bitch, your daughter,
Is gone forever.
exactly. Your daughter has just been put through something that you won't ever know anything about. And you're sitting here with a smile across your face, acting like some silly ass, dumb ass, bitch ass teenage schoolgirl.
Right.
But
Thank
it's
you.
sickening as hell. You're a little too old for this. I'm going to tell you something.
And
I
he was
don't
there
know.
for 7 years,
I
PG.
have
I'm
no
scared.
idea.
He
Right?
was there for 7 years.
I have no idea what that noise was, where it was coming from, but I promise you,
They said
if
it was
that
a parrot. They said it was a dog feeder. Who knows?
if that would have been if that would have been him, if that would have been him doing that, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'd have went I'd have went in that house, and
Oh yeah, you're right.
it,
He could have
it would
triggered
have
it.
been on. And even if it was a parrot, it would have pissed me off. It would have pissed
Hmm.
me off. I would have had to shut that door right then and there to keep from going in there. Put it this way, that parrot would have been at the pet store the next day getting resold, right?
Yeah, but
The
you're right.
parrot
He
would have
could have.
been at the pet store.
But you're onto something. He could have went back in the back room and triggered it to say it
Yeah.
during her
And
interview.
well, not only that, but what idiot worked with the bird to teach it that to begin with? So that was his words, right?
Yep.
It was his words, and his words is something I could not stand to hear, and therefore the parrot's got to go, right? The parrot has to go.
And
I,
then
you
she's
know,
and
I
then
don't
she's
want to. I don't want to rechannel my aggression on a parrot, but I also don't want to
right
listen to that
to
fucker.
that fucking thing in the background when my kid's missing.
Well, that fucking thing is his voice coming out of a bird.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that sat around and taught that bird to say what that bird's saying. And the
Mm-hmm.
way I feel is everything coming out of that bird's mouth might as well be coming out of his,
Right.
because he's the one that recorded it up to be played back out. And I just couldn't be around anything like that. So anything associated with him, I would not want to be near or around. Matter of fact, I hate to say this, but I hate to say this, but I'm going to tell you, I just don't. I would, I would have to tell law enforcement that they really need to come and get him to keep me from going to prison.
Right.
They need to get him to keep me from going to prison
Oh,
because
he's in prison.
and I might have been in prison anyway. I may have been in prison anyway. I mean, if he would have been, what I'm saying is, if I felt he had done something like this to my child, you know,
I agree.
I don't know if I could have restrained myself enough to allow the law to do what needed to be done. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't think so. I
No,
really don't. You
no,
know,
no. And then she's hugging him during the video. He's crying. Why isn't she crying? I mean, the whole thing, PG. Oh
well,
my God.
um, at this point, what does she have to lose?
Right. And even Elijah, it took the boyfriend 3 hours to call the mother. Supposedly, that's the story there. That's out now, right?
Right.
Uh, so 3 hours, you get a phone call from your boyfriend that lives 3 hours away with your 3-year-old son. Absolutely beautiful baby, Quentin. This is a Quentin do-over. and
Right.
and you're just thinking like, how as a mother is you're not your first instinct to get the hell to your kid.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to tell you something. My child wouldn't have been around that bastard.
No,
I don't leave my children for one. I mean, it,
three hours away, PG.
this could be offensive. This could be offensive to people, but I don't leave my children with any man unattended. I do
Mm-mm.
not leave my children with any man unattended. No, absolutely not. Um,
100%
I
agree.
just don't. I don't. You know, I don't. I'm not going to. I leave them with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if my mother was still here, I
Yeah,
would leave them with my mother,
yeah.
of course. You know, um,
My mother and my sister took care
but
of my kids.
I'm and in all honesty, I won't even leave my kids. Like, I won't even leave my kids with my girlfriends.
No.
I won't. I don't know them well enough to leave my children around them. I don't. I
And
don't.
another thing I always thought about having my kids stay with their friends, who's bringing friends in? There's that whole layer. Like, you can leave it with your friends, but whose friends are coming behind that friend?
Right. Right. You know. I just like to know. I just like like for instance, my sister. I go to her home. I know. I know she's a safe. Her. She's safe and and everything. I know her home's clean. I know she takes good care, of her own children. She takes good care of other people's children. I mean, she is just a beautiful soul. And, you know, she's just like me. When a child's in my care, it is my child. I treat it just like my child. I
Hmm.
watch over it like it's my own.
Absolutely.
Because that's how I would want someone watching over my children as well. I want them to watch over mine as if mine
If
are
they're
their
your own.
own,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want them to do what I would do. And I keep an eye on all children, not just, my own. I don't do that. Absolutely not. And I fight just as hard for someone else's child as I would my own if something was going down or happened or whatever. Um, Trust me. So, you know, and everyone's not like that though. Everyone is
No.
not like that. I mean, there is people, what I'm saying is like the neighbor when, when Michael went to the neighbor's house and wanted the child to play, or if he could play. No, they can't play. Slam the door. Don't care what happened to Michael after that. No. See, if a child came to my house like that, I wouldn't put it back out on the street. I
Mm-hmm.
would say, my children can't play right now, but shouldn't you be at home? It's late in the evening. Listen, honey, um, me and my kids are going to walk you back home.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk you back home. Make sure you get there safe. They can't play right now, but we're going to walk you back home to make sure you get there safe. And I would have walked that child back to his house. And
Mm-hmm.
trust me, I'm not telling you something I have not done. I'm
Yeah.
not telling you something I have not done.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I have done it many times.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe and watching. If I cannot see, if I cannot see the child get to his house and in its door from where I'm at,
Right.
I will literally take that child. Everybody load up, and I will take that child home. Make sure it gets in its house. I don't let it out and pull out.
And drive away.
I
Me
sit
either.
there. I sit
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that it gets in the door.
Mm-hmm. I used to
Now,
have the mom come out. I used to have one of my daughter's friends. Always bring this girl home because she stayed at
right,
my house most of the time. I'd be like, all right, let's pick up your stuff, whatever you got to get. I'm going to drive you home. And then when she walked up to the door, I'd be in the driveway. I said, all right, just get your mom just so I can see your mom. Just,
right,
wave at me. And then
right.
I'm okay to go away. Other than that, I'm not going away.
And in today's world, in today's world, these doors are always locked. Right.
Uh-huh.
So when the child goes up and you see mom or dad or whoever's in there open the door, let them in. They
Mhm.
always look out at you. You
Right.
wave and you leave.
Exactly.
Doors are always locked now. And so it ain't no, but I understand what you're saying, because you want to know that the child, someone's home, that someone's in there, to the
That
one of
you
the
recognize.
because you could send a kid in a house that somebody has just broken into, and nobody's there but this child with this weird person,
Yeah.
and you're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel
Absolutely.
guilty, letting it out, and not and not making sure that it was going to be completely safe when gets into the home. I understand that
Hmm.
happens quite often, you know but there's a lot of latchkey kids as
Yeah.
well, right?
I mean, that's just these mothers. I mean, if there's red flags, you better run. You just got to
Right.
run. This guy, the Audrey guy, he just got like 60 plus 40 different charges on him with this Audrey guy. And I'm like, what the hell? And it's not good stuff, obviously.
He
And it,
took he took that little girl out there,
mm-hmm,
and he totally and utterly destroyed that child for no reason other than his own gratification.
yep.
And that is so freaking disgusting. Hey, spread the love. I appreciate that super sticker. God bless. God bless. I so appreciate that. I really do. God bless.
Thank you, spread the
Um,
love.
amen. Amen. Um,
Yeah, it's
but
just
yeah,
it blows my mind that women will just take a back seat to the man that comes in the house. I don't get it, PG. I don't get it.
I'm going to tell you something. Your child should be your first priority. I'm going
Absolutely.
to tell you something. Um, you know, you know, um, I have three sons, and a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And when my sons were two of them when they were younger,
Right.
you know, they would get on their dad's nerves, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would I would buy them. I would always buy, my boys, those, those Nerf guns. You know what I'm talking about. And for some reason, they like to target. They like to target him.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And you know, and they give it to him pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes to where it, you know, where it upsetted him because it would come out of nowhere and just, throw him off guard. And I'm sure it probably hurt too.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
But, and he's like, get upset, and he's like, you, okay, then you discipline him. What are you going to do? I told him help him find help him find the ammunition to the to, to the Nerf guns. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That would just upset him a little bit more. Right. But he says you don't let me discipline him. And I told him, I said, look, did you go through the labor? Did you go through any of what I went through to have them?
Right.
No, no, while I was there. I don't care. I don't care. I've been there when people fall down too, and I didn't feel a thing. Right? I don't care. No, you're not going to. They're children. They're
Mm-hmm.
children. I
And
mean,
some of them are just babies,
well, they didn't just target him all the time. I mean, I came through the house and got it in the back sometimes too, right? I didn't fly off like, um most of the time, I just grab an extra one that was, laying around somewhere, and then we're all um, having fun, or um, it would turn into a pillow fight, right? The cushions would come off the sofa, and it would turn into a pillow fight now, and I would just play with them, and they didn't target me as
Right.
much. They did, I was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, he had to be more fun, but
Right.
he wasn't fun. He wasn't fun, trust me.
And being the real dad, it's like, all right, kids, get them.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Don't get me wrong. I love my husband, but he
Uh-huh.
was all business.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah.
business in the front, party in the back. There was no party. There was no party. You know, he was just all business. and, it cracked me up because, and I guess, he said I was as bad as the kids. Right?
Maybe, but that's okay.
And I'm like, you might be right on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
At least he told the truth.
Yeah, for once, right?
Right?
It's just really, I do feel that there's a war on our children, big time.
It is. It's like, oh my God. We had Eli, Audrey, Madeline. We have the little, we have two boys. We have a special needs little
Yes,
boy,
Sebastian,
who is 15. And then we have another one, um,
Elijah.
like just in a week. Like
Yeah,
just, I mean, oh my God. It's like, how can you keep up with it all? How can you keep, it's like, when it rains, it pours.
yeah. Satan's on overtime.
I'm going to tell you, the devil's really working right now.
Mhm.
And the sad
Mhm.
thing is, it's children.
Yeah.
Children who had a right. Children who had a right to grow up. They had a right to live like the people who has stolen this away from them. They had a right, just as much right to breathe in this life as the cowards, as the fucking cowards that have done this to them. People pick on children because they ain't got enough ass to pick on anyone their own size, right? They ain't got enough ass to pick on someone their own size. They're
That's a fact.
cowards. And they're super cowards because they're looking for something that is way
Yeah.
weaker than
Defenseless.
they are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's disgusting. That is totally disgusting. Um, when you target a little defenseless, helpless, innocent baby, a child, you are a special kind of evil. And I'm going to tell you, they should be a special kind of punishment for you.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and I'm all for it. I'm
Yep.
all for whatever the law wants to do with these type of people. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to stand there and I'm not going to stand there and rally behind some fucking evil criminals that deserve everything they get and then some. Absolutely not. Can't do it. I
Mm-mm.
can't do it. I'm too busy. I'm too busy rallying behind the true victims.
Mm.
I'm too busy crumbling. I'm going to tell you, I've got days. I've got days when I am researching these children and 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 I'm pouring tears.
Yeah.
You know, I I I really like to think of myself as as a a strong human being able to handle about anything. But I'm going to tell you something. These children, man, they break my heart.
Mhm.
They break my heart.
It's not
I
a fair
have
fight, PG. It's not a fair fight.
I'm having conversations with God.
You have adults on children. That's not a fair fight.
It's not. But
You it's go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, today I was talking with God. Today I said, and I hate to say it, you know, I was welting up. I was welting up. I stay in my office when I do research and stuff, and I am one of those people, man. I don't like no one seeing me cry, right?
Mm.
I just don't like anyone
Mhm.
to see me break down,
Mhm.
period.
Mhm.
But I'm going to tell you, I was literally broke down today, putting this stuff together for this little boy. It how in God's name, how in God's name could someone a monster like this, and I'm going to tell you, he's a fucking monster.
Mhm.
He is a monster, and
And
she is
so
a
is the
monster.
mother. Yeah.
Those are two monsters. That
Yes.
woman right there is a monster in my
Yes.
eyes.
She
And he
literally
is a
sent her.
monster. He is a monster. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you what. Look at this precious little boy,
So
this
sweet.
beautiful little child sitting there, minding itself, scared of, this son of a bitch right there wanted
Yeah, this
power.
picture. Yep.
He, he
Control.
wanted power over
Mhm.
a little child. Look at
Mhm.
him. What a
Mhm.
sick creep,
Mhm.
right? There's
Mhm.
that baby shoe. There's that baby's little shoe. But when you have to put this content together and you have to look at these beautiful little bitty children, um, look at this baby. Look at this sweet
I know.
child.
I know.
And I was talking with God and I said, God, I would have took any of these children and I would have raised it and I would have loved it and I would have cared about it. I would have done all I could do for these babies.
Mhm.
Why are these people destroying these babies, God? Why are they destroying these babies when there's so many of us out here that would love to have the opportunity to raise these children and do what's righteous for them? Give them a better life.
Well,
Let them live.
you know how we would said that, Summer was the target
You
in that
know,
family?
I don't know what happened to Summer, but I'm going to tell you, if the Wells, if they trafficked that baby, I promise to God, I would have paid them not to. I
Mhm.
would have paid them. I would have paid them not to, and I would have paid them to all the money it took to put that baby in the best clothes, the best food, the best. I would have gave them people money to give them kids the best up on that hill had I only knew. I didn't know. I
Mhm.
didn't know. But I'm going to tell you, why do you do evil things to babies?
The
How
children.
can you do it? How can you do it? God have mercy. God have mercy on their souls because I'm going to tell you something. I can't. I can't have mercy for these people. I can't. And I can't. And I really don't think God is either.
Mm-mm.
God made us in the likeness of himself. And if this angers us the way it does, how much more is it angering God?
Right.
How much more is it angering him what
Very
these
good
evil
point.
people are doing? I don't know.
Mhm.
It's insane.
Mhm.
This baby did not deserve to be done the way it was done. This baby did not deserve to be put through the hell and the torment and the misery. And God only knows what it went through. I mean, if they found him, we could only imagine what this freaking weirdo has done, right? We could only imagine what has happened to this child. Who could do such a horrible thing to a little baby? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I'm going to tell you, it is so hard.
It's pure evil. That's what it is.
It is so
For
hard
sure.
doing. It's so hard. I. It is so hard doing what we do out here.
It's
I don't.
hard. It's heavy. It's dark. It's
I don't
evil.
think anyone knows. I don't think anyone knows. You know the pain that and the heartache and just the black cloud that this kind of stuff can bring over top of a human.
Mm. Mhm.
Um, it's unbelievable,
Mhm.
and I think I think this is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life
Mhm.
is be a voice for the voiceless. Um,
And when God brings you this calling, because I do believe God brought me to this calling, I just don't have a channel. But when God brings you to the calling to have a voice for these innocent babies that been destroyed, like you said, I really think that tried to steal the innocence of these children, that they tried to break them down in any which way, shape, or form,
well,
physically, mentally. That.
see, when the devil destroys these children right here,
Mm-hmm.
they are just they are destroying 359 people in here because I'm one of the 358. 359 people are being destroyed tonight
Mm-hmm.
by what has happened to this child that's on
Mm-hmm.
the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every one of you, each and every one of you are totally heartbroken. You are mentally and spiritually and physically traumatized
Mm-hmm.
by what has happened to these children.
Mm-hmm.
and that is the way the devil gets to you because it puts anger in you, and then you want justice and you want to see, righteousness be done on these children's behalf, but it brings anger to you. It brings anger within you, and it can cause you to sin. It can cause you to sin because you're thinking bad things, really bad things against the people
Did
who are
it?
doing
Mhm.
this stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, you know, this is what the devil wants, to do. He wants to torment people. He wants you to have evil thoughts
Yeah. He
against,
wants you to have hate in the heart for the people that did it, which is
amen. Absolutely.
hilarious. I know how the devil
Absolutely.
works.
But
I
God understands. God understands that you can't help. But most humans think that they have hatred in their hearts, um for these evil beings, but you don't. What you have in your heart is hurt. It's a deep pain that feels like hate. It's not hate at all. It's not hate at all. It's hurt. You are so deeply hurt that it feels like hate. And you are so deeply hurt for this child that you want to see justice be served on that child's behalf. And there is nothing sinful about that because God's going to lay down justice on these evil people too.
we sure
He's
will.
going to lay down justice on them as well.
Mhm.
So, He perfectly understands that, we're not doing evil. We're just trying to make another child not have to endure what Eli has endured, right?
And
Elijah said,
PG, if channels like you don't bring it to the light, who's going to do that?
I, I don't know.
That's the scary thing. Like
I
if
don't know.
people, if,
That's why I was saying that I hope this community grows. I hope it grows a lot bigger. I really hope it grows a whole lot bigger because, these children, it's not about the creators. It's not about the
no,
creators, the YouTubers out here with the channel. This ain't about PG.
right,
This is about these missing kids, and it's about the army God has put together for these children, and that's why those armies congregate inside of these YouTube communities,
hmm,
inside of each creators. Like if I'm on, God's army, gathers together here. And if Justin's on, they gather together there. And if Smalley's on, they gather together there. Because Smalley might be talking about something that PG isn't. And Justin
right.
may be talking about something that PG isn't. And I may be talking about something that none of them are talking about. So, you know, it's important. It's important to congregate, you know, and that's why I don't care if people go to different channels. I
Yeah,
don't care because everyone should go everywhere.
you're
You're
not here for prideful. You're here for the victims.
you're right. I'm not here. I'm not here to try to. What I'm trying to say is, I'm going to tell you what this. The man that did this to Eli, the man that did this to Eli wanted control.
Yep.
The man that did this to this little boy wanted power. The man that did this to this little boy was a real work of shit.
And
That's what he
PG,
was. He was
PG,
he was molded out of pure crap.
and
And
who gave that boy to that man?
his own mother.
Right.
And I want to tell you something. But see, creators are like that man. There is some creators out here that are like that man. You know, they want control. They want control of of their chat. You know, they want
Right.
control. I've seen you somewhere else, and if you're going to be there, you can't be here. No, no. You don't want to be around people who want control of you. You know, no one has a right. No one has a right to tell you where you can and you cannot go, what you can and you cannot do. You are all adults. Everyone here are adult human beings, and you are free. God, when you was born, the person telling you, the person. What I'm saying is, when Eli was born, that guy wasn't standing there to tell Eli what he
Correct.
can and he cannot do.
Correct.
Eli came into this world. He came into this world alone. And
Yep.
he came into this world as a gift to that woman to cherish and to take care of and to watch over until he was a grown adult. And then at that point, if she ever needed to be seen, overseen, he could repay all the goodness that she has done for him. You know, if he sees fit to do so. I mean, you know, no one expects their child to be there one day when they need them to. But you
Mhm.
know what? Um, a lot of children are. A
Mhm.
lot of children are because you were there for them. And I know I was there for my mother because my mother was always there for me.
Yep. Me
You
too.
know,
Yep.
and that's just the way. You know, that's just the way it is. Um, she might not have been there. You know, she may not have been there in the way I wanted her to.
Mhm.
Right? Sometimes she was there, you know, she was there whooping my ass, right?
Yep.
She was there whooping my ass. But you know what? She was there. She was
Yep.
there, whooping my ass or not. She was
Yep.
there.
She didn't send
And, you
you to
know,
some weirdo guy for
absolutely.
reforming camp. Come on.
So, you know, the point being is, the point being is you don't try, you don't let your child be destroyed by no one. I'm going to tell you that child's the only thing you got, baby,
Yep.
that truly loves you and ain't going to ever be leaving you. Right? That child is the only thing. And I don't know how people can destroy their children. I just don't know.
I don't.
But you know, and I don't know how people, you know, I don't know how people think that, you know, I don't know how these people think they have kids and they get to be the big boss. You know, oh, I get to be the boss over you. It's because I said so. Now you go sit down. You eat your food. You go to bed.
Uh
You
huh.
do this. You know, you got mental problems.
It's
You
like a
got mental
dictatorship
problems.
in a home.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
You know, no. These kids are little humans. They're little humans, and you should talk to them. You should talk to them. You know, don't you don't demand anything. You know, I don't tell my kids, go to bed. I don't do that. I say,
Yeah.
hey, you know, if you're tired, if you're tired,
Yeah.
go to
Go
your
lay down.
bedroom, go to
Yeah.
bed.
Go lay down.
Because, you know, mommy can't carry you.
Right.
I can't, you know,
You
you're
you
not
got big ends right now.
right, right. You know, I wish you were a little bitty baby again so I could pack you everywhere, but you know, mommy can't pack you. And I don't, you know, I don't like um trying to wake you up half asleep, staring you off, you know, off to where you have to go to bed. So I appreciate it, you know. I appreciate it, you know, if you're tired, you know, you go to your room, you
Yeah. Just
watch
take yourself
TV
to sleep.
or
Yep.
whatever, fall to sleep in your room, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't tell my kids, you know, you can't have. You can't have soda pop, or you can't have potato chips. You can't have this. You can't have what you want to have. I
Mhm.
don't care. I don't care if you eat all your food on your plate or not. I don't care. Eat what you want to eat. Live how you want to live, because this is your life to do with. As long as you're eating, that's all I care about,
Mhm.
right? Because there's a lot of people with children that are being fed through tubes.
Mhm.
They're not able to eat. Be glad that you've got a child that can eat, that is
Mhm.
healthy and is okay, and just let it eat. Quit trying to dictate your child all the time.
Mhm.
I don't care what my kids eat. Just eat. That's it. You know, um, I'm not going to push my kids to, clean your plate and they end up being 300 pounds in the future. I don't need that. Eat what you want, and, and go, go do what you want when you're done.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I'm not going to force feed my kids.
Mhm.
I just ain't going to do it, and I haven't ever done that. I talk to my kids the same way I would talk to my sister, or I would talk to my mother, or I would talk to my brother, or I would talk to you or anyone else. I talk to them the same way. I explain to them why they need to do certain things, why I expect them to do certain things, because it's all for the good, right? It's all for the good. And I'm
Yep.
only looking out for the best of their interests.
Of course.
If I didn't care, I wouldn't be wasting my breath, because, um,
Well,
look at just,
the breakdown in society. I grew up in, a little, lower to middle class area.
right,
And the mother across the street, my mother's neighbor, my mother, my father, they all watched out for each other's kids.
right,
They would go knock on the door at the end of the day, say, "Hey, Johnny did this," or, I saw him doing this, or I saw her doing this. I don't know what's going on, but we just want to let you know.
right.
Like, just communication. Like, if I saw somebody in my complex here, and I said something went off in my head where it doesn't feel right, I keep an
Right.
eye on that. Like, I just keep an eye on that. And then if I ever have to intercede, I will. And that's
Exactly.
lost. That's so lost on how the society is going in this life. Like, if we don't look out for our young, it doesn't matter if it's not your young. You have to keep an eye. Watch your children playing around. Watch them just walking. It doesn't matter. You're not being creepy. You're just paying attention. There's nothing wrong just to pay attention to
Amen.
your surroundings. And that's
Absolutely.
what's missing. Like, somebody could have helped little Audrey. A neighbor watched her walk to the bus. She says she walked past my house all the time, all the time, all the time. And that loser's father's friend took her. And then you have this mother of the father of Madeline, and she said, "Oh, she was dropped off at the church." No,
Yeah,
she
and
wasn't. Like, come on.
if if the lady if the lady would have went down to their home when she took note that the little girl had not come by to get on the bus,
Mhm.
she'd have went down and said, "Oh, maybe went down with, a little soup, or went down with something, and knocked on the door and said, "Hey, I noticed Audrey didn't get on the bus.
Mhm.
Is she not feeling well? I brought her some soup, or I brought her, maybe a coloring book, something."
Yep.
Um, they would have said, "What?" And maybe the law would have been notified quick enough, and
Mhm.
things could have, been
Mhm.
done differently, and the little girl possibly could have been saved.
Mhm.
We don't know.
No, we don't know. No, we don't.
But you're right. People just don't. People just don't. And I tell you, The problem with today's society is they stick their nose in people. They stick their nose in shit when they shouldn't, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't stick their nose in shit when they
When they
should.
should. I agree.
That's the problem.
I
That's
do
the
agree with
problem
that.
right there.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that 100%.
You
Yep.
know.
Yep. I really do. But I just wanted to say thank you for letting me up. Ladies, if you see something, say something. It doesn't matter. Just beware of who comes in your
Amen.
home as a listen, I am a single mother. I will always be a single mother. That is who I am. Even my children are way grown. It is still my duty to protect my children. I don't care if they're 30,
Amen.
40, 50. And now I have a little grandson. And guess what? I give that advice to my daughter. Do not let anybody near him at all costs. Because it
You
just
know,
doesn't happen to little girls, it happens to little boys as well.
every child is different. But
Mm
we as parents, we should lead by example. We
hmm.
should
Mm
lead by example. You know, I the one thing that I took note of early on in my child's life is, man, you're their hero.
hmm. Mm hmm.
You are their hero. You know, you love them more than life itself, and they love you.
Mm hmm.
They love you. And
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, these children, these children, you are what they look up to, and they want to be just like you.
Mm hmm.
So be the person that you want them to be.
Mm hmm.
And you won't, if you just be the person that you want your children to be, you'll have the best kids in the world.
Yeah.
You'll have the best kids in the world,
Mm hmm.
you know. And that's the best advice I could
Yeah,
give
and
anyone.
listen, I was not a perfect parent, but I did tell my daughters. I said, pick the pieces of me that you see is the good in me,
And,
and bring that with you.
you gotta always let your kids know that you got their backs, man.
Oh yeah.
You you have their back. You have their back because you know that they are good kids.
Mm-hmm.
You trust in them to not do anything wrong, and therefore, always have their back, because that means a lot to a child to know that don't turn on your child for the teacher.
Right.
Don't turn on your child for your spouse. Don't turn on
Mm-hmm.
your child for anybody. Right?
Amen.
Those
Yep.
people, those people do not know your child. You do.
Oh,
You do, or you should.
I've had many a fight with teachers.
You should know your child, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
should know your child. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
take time. Take time. A lot of parents, it's like your siblings. You grow up in a house full of other people, and one day you figure out that you don't know none of them.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ever take time to get to know these people.
Mm-hmm.
You were busy. You were busy.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't overly like them, you just avoided them.
Mm-hmm.
If you did like them, you just basically chit chatted with them like you would anybody on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out one day that, you know what, you did everything but take time to get to know one another. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
even really take time. You lose your parent, and you figure out you didn't take time to really get to know them either, or
Yeah.
anything about them. You
Yeah.
know how they grew up, the things
Yeah.
they loved, they liked. How you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting there like, I didn't ever sit down long enough to get to know these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to get to know people, and it's
Mm-hmm.
real important to get to know your own child.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot change your child if you don't take the time to know your child.
No. And
You
when they
have
do
to know
and
them.
when your kids grow up, PG, and they're in their 20s and 30s, it's obviously such a different um, uh, relationship is the best word, that you see your son and your daughter and you're like, wow,
The biggest
wow.
the biggest complaint I hear in this world today from parents is my kid doesn't ever come around. My kid don't even call me unless they want something,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, my kid, my kid doesn't respect it expects,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. And who
And,
set those standards?
and a lot of parents, you know, a lot of parents are so brokenhearted. They are
Mm-hmm.
so brokenhearted because these kids just don't seem to be there for them, don't have time for them, don't care about them. And, you know, there's nothing that can sink a parent's heart faster.
Yeah.
Nothing can sink a parent's heart faster
And then you get the
than
people,
not.
oh, you're going too hard on Johnny. Just say, you're going too hard on Johnny. Just leave Johnny alone. No, that's my
Well,
kid. That's
you
my
know,
kid.
I tell you what, I had a girlfriend and she had a son. She had a son and her son was the world to her. I mean, this woman, I promise you, this woman done everything for this child.
Mm-hmm.
Everything for
Mm-hmm.
this child. I mean, got him the best education, the nicest clothes. Um, always made sure he just looked nice all the time, clean, looked nice all the time. He had all the new
Bells and
stuff.
whistles.
Yeah,
Right.
everything. I mean,
Right.
if something new came out, she
He
was
got
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, she truly invested everything into this child. I mean, she cooked and cleaned and done everything for this child. And this child of hers, I'm going to tell you something. He hit 18, 19 years old. He got with this girl and he left and he has not been back. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
even call her. And she had a conversation with him. She bawled her eyes out. She bawled her eyes out. It was terrible. But she had a conversation with him. Why? Why do you not come and see me? Why do you not call me? I mean, she was just blunt and asked him, you
Mm-hmm.
know, why? I loved you so much and I done so much and I don't understand. And he said, because you embarrass me. The
Right.
way you look, you embarrass me. That's
That's
what he told.
painful.
That's what he told his own mother.
Yeah, well,
I
maybe
mean,
maybe because he thinks that she's an embarrassment to him, it's his own issue, not what she did to him. It's his own issue. Because when they reach a certain age, you can't keep complaining and spewing. It's your fault, mom. It's your fault, dad. I'm embarrassed by you. That's your issue.
I'm going to tell you something.
It's heartbreaking as a parent to hear that.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what. I would like to say, you know, that is his own issue,
Hmm.
but I have to look back upon everything.
Right.
Where did this mother go wrong? And I'm going to tell you, she allowed that child at some point to expect instead of respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gave and she gave and she gave,
Hmm.
and somewhere he lost appreciation.
Hmm. Or
He lost
respect.
he lost all appreciation for
Hmm.
everything. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what. That would be the wrong thing for one of my children to say. That would be the wrong thing for one of my kids to say, I'm going to tell you something.
I agree.
That's the day. That's the day. That's the day that I'm going to tell you what. It's, it would look like the commercial when they opened the trunk. Right? That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. When they
And
opened the trunk, when they opened the trunk up, yeah, the trunk monk. Oh man, that's all I got to say, man.
and you know that old
It would
adage,
be all bad.
I want to give my kids what I didn't have. But sometimes that's the worst.
I tell
Sometimes
you what. I tell you what. Old boy would old boy would learn respect.
yep.
They
Yep.
would learn respect right then and there. I don't care. I don't give a damn how old.
Yep.
I don't care how old I am. I tell you right now. Oh no,
Yep.
no, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be Granny Clampett. I already know it. I'm gonna be freaking Granny Clampett, y'all. Trust me. I'm gonna be Granny Clampett. Nuh-uh. Absolutely not. Even my grandkids. Let me tell you, my grandkid wouldn't speak to me like that in the
Mm-hmm.
future, let alone my child. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Oh hell no.
Nope.
Oh hell no.
Nope.
Don't I mean,
It's okay to say no to children. Like it's okay.
I'm gonna tell you the biggest mistake I think parents make in their life is, there's a fine line. It's okay to live for your kids, but you also need to live for yourself.
Yep.
It's okay to give to your children, but don't give them everything.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, you know,
And
um,
I couldn't give what I didn't have, PG.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. What I'm trying to say is, you know, um, whether you're rich, poor, or middle class, always act like you're poor. Always act like you're poor. Your kids have no business knowing how much money's in your bank account.
That's
Your
true.
kids have no business knowing your financial issues or your problems at all. What they do need to know is we don't have the money for this and we don't have the money for that. And
That's
I'm
right.
sorry that we don't. But I'm going to tell you something. Also, when Christmas rolls around, it's not, it's not 5 or 6 gifts under the tree, or
Mm-hmm.
a new car sitting out on the.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the way I feel. I had to work. I had to work to get my first car.
Yeah.
I had to work to buy my first car. Matter of fact, I had to work to put myself through driving school. I had to work to put myself into a vehicle. I had to work to get what I got today. And it's made me a better person. And
Amen.
I'll tell you, let your children work. If they want stuff, then they need to work and they need to get it on their own. Last time I checked, I didn't see any flashing lights,
Mm-hmm.
anywhere around my home, on my back, or anywhere else that said, National Bank. I didn't see that. And, my kids, they better not be thinking it or seeing it either because it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, make your kids get their own. Only give them, I'm not saying don't give them Christmas presents. Yes,
Right.
give them a couple Christmas, but a couple, a couple. Make your kids understand, make them be grateful and thankful for
Every
everything they
day.
have.
Every
You
day.
know, when you
Not
give them
just
too
one
much,
day a year.
when you give children too much, they are not grateful and
No.
thankful.
No, it backfires.
You know, I as a child, I got nothing. Matter of fact, I thought personally, I had a big family.
Mm-hmm. Me
And I
too.
hate to say it, but I really thought I was a stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. I thought I was a stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was severely abused. When I say severely, folks, I'm talking severely. And I'm going to tell you, oh, I know what it's like to be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to not have nothing. I know what it's like to be embarrassed. Trust me. But I'm going to tell you something. That was the house that built me.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what, it made me grateful and thankful for every single thing in this life.
Mm-hmm.
There, I don't care if someone hands me a rock. They could have handed that rock to anyone in this world, but they gave it to PG. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to keep and cherish that rock
Mm-hmm.
because you gave it to me. And it meant something to me when you did. That's the type of human I am. I
What's that
take
old?
nothing
What's
for
that old?
granted.
What's that old saying? Spare the rod, spoil the children, or spoil the children.
I'm going to tell you, the only one that I've ever really had to take hold of
Mm-hmm.
is my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, I would have thought that it'd be the boys. But
Nope.
I'm going to tell you now, my daughter, oh my gosh.
PG, I
And,
raised two.
you know, I'm going to tell you something.
They're
You,
tough.
um, you ever have your parent tell you that I sure hope you have one just like you?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think I got it. Right? I think I got it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
That one there keeps my blood pressure up. I'm telling you,
Uh-huh.
it sure does.
Uh-huh. Manipulation 101.
I'm gonna tell you, I love that kid.
I
I
know.
love that kid. She wild, but I love her.
I know. I know. I'm grateful for my two beautiful daughters, but they ran me through every test I could possibly be run through. But you know what? I always won. And there's nothing wrong with tough love. At the end of the day, you love your children and they know it.
Well, she's at the point now, like, like she's at the point now where like my tops a fitter
Mm-hmm.
and certain my hair clippies or
Right. Right.
my fingernail polish,
Right.
certain things.
Oh, I know all the things. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now she's at the point that she says, "Oh, we can
Mm.
share, tops, and we can share
Yeah,
this,
we
and we can
can.
share, we can share." And the next thing I know, my closet is emptied out,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, okay, if all my stuff's gone, how come all your stuff's not here? If we're going to share, it's
Mm-hmm.
just like just all my stuff gone. I don't have, you didn't put nothing back. That's not sharing,
Right.
you know. And she's like,
That's called confiscation.
"Oh, what she told me?" She said, "Oh, you can come to my room and pick out anything you want."
That's yours.
I'm like, that sure is nice of you. Um, yeah,
I know.
okay. So what you're telling me is I can walk through the house with a freaking tail around me because my robe is one of the things you have took off as well,
Uh-huh.
and come to your room to get something in order to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how that works. Tell me how that works.
It works for them.
I promise you, she has like wiped out, like
Oh,
wiped
I
out.
know. I know. I
I'm
do
like,
know.
oh my goodness. Oh,
And
this is so
don't think
cute.
it stops when they get older, PG. It doesn't.
Oh, let me tell you something. Did yours ever tell you? I'm so glad you don't buy old lady clothes.
Uh-huh.
Who the hell you calling an old lady? Right? Oh my! You know what? I know
It's
that was an
funny.
insult. Whether
There's a little tinge of insult. The insult is, well, my mom's so hip, she doesn't buy the old lady clothes. So that means you're kind of hip, PG.
I'm like, really?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm. Mhm. She's
I'm
actually
gonna
giving you a backhanded compliment when she says that.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you what my reply was. I'm gonna start buying them since I know you don't like them.
Exactly.
Right?
There you go.
I gotta have something to wear.
That you won't take. Yep. Yep. I
I'm,
love it.
I'm
I
gonna.
love it.
I'm about to go get me an old granny robe. Right?
Go get yourself a little button up moo. Little
I
half
mean,
coat.
my daughter is a trip. I promise you.
I
I
know
promise
they
you.
are. I know they are.
I could tell her I'm going to get me an old granny robe, and she'd be like, "It's okay, because I can rock that too, Mom." Right? You're about to get rocked and don't know it.
I love it. It's so true. It's so true. Oh
I
my
didn't tell
God,
you
it's so true.
that child keeps me rolling.
Oh
I
yeah.
promise you, she keeps me laughing.
Uh,
She cracks me up.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kids say, children say the darndest things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say the darndest things. Um, I love my kids. I love my kids. My
I
kids,
know. I know you do. I love my kids too.
they keep me rolling. They
Mm-hmm.
really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, I don't really. It's like I don't know. It's really weird because you know, no matter what they do, some reason I can't get angry. I can't, even like I said, she packs off all my clothes and said she. Let me tell you, one time she said, "Oh, you want me to help you clean your bedroom? I'm going to help you clean your bedroom." And I thought, wow, that is really sweet of you. And so I got busy. Oh, I can handle this. Don't worry. I had to go do some things. And I said, well, um, I'll be back. I told her, I said, I'll be back to help you out. And don't overwork. I'll be back. Well, let me tell you something, honey. She didn't overwork. What she did was, yeah, I come back and my bed, all my brand new bedding's gone. And
Uh-huh.
I got some stuff. I got this stuff on my bed. I don't even know what the hell it was. I don't even remember having it. I don't know where it came from.
It came from her room.
No, absolutely it didn't. She has nice bedding and she folded hers all up and stuck it on a rack and stuck it in her closet.
Oh man.
And I don't know where she got. I don't have no idea where she got. It might have been in a old tote that I had put away somewhere.
Right.
I don't know where she got it, but I promise you she did. And here it is on my freaking bed, right? It's on my bed. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Where's my bedding? She's got her whole bed made up in my bedding.
Oh
I'm
man.
like, she says, doesn't it look beautiful? Yeah, that's why it was in my room. Right? Of course it does. And where is yours? In my closet.
Uh-huh.
I said, what the hell's on my bed?
What is this
Right?
hideous thing in my room?
I said, what is that on my bed? And she's like, oh, don't you like it? I was like, no, why didn't you give me yours if you were taking mine? Well, I want to keep it. What if I want to put it back on my bed?
Well,
I'm like, okay.
so she got
Um,
back up and she left you with the crap.
she left me with something I don't even know where it came from. I'm going to tell you what, for real. And you know what? Like my OCD kicked in, and
Uh-huh.
I had to sleep on the sofa. I was sleeping on the sofa for like 3 days until I was able to go out and get a new bed set. I pulled that stuff off. I stuck it in a garbage bag. I took it all the way to the curb. I mean, I took that shit clean. I was ready. I was ready to go. Like I was ready to go somewhere and find a dumpster so I knew she wasn't ever going to get it back.
You know
But
what my daughter used to tell me? She goes, "But mommy, I love it. It's yours and it's so comfy and it smells like you and I just wanted it, mom." I'm like, "Oh, okay. That
yeah,
how we're gonna work this?"
I'm going to tell you something. I couldn't help it. I didn't know whether that is one time I did not know whether to scream, laugh, or cry.
Right.
I'm telling you, I was full of emotions. Like I didn't know what to do. That stuff went straight to the garbage. I promise you. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I kept it. If I
You
did,
said
if I
you
even did, um, it was terrible. It was
yeah.
terrible. I
Yeah.
should have took. I should have took pictures.
Yeah.
I should have took pictures. And put that in a scrapbook, right? I should have.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you that's one damn moment I should have saved. Right. More so, I should have took a picture of my face because I'm sure that was priceless.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, I bet it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I'm going to tell you something. Um, yeah, and
It
she's
really
something.
happens. If you
She's
don't have
something.
daughters, it really happens.
She pulled me out. She pulled me out about oh 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago she pulled me out. She wanted, springtime, let's just go window shopping. It's springtime. It's coming spring. Let's go look at all the stuff, the spring stuff's coming out. Easter and all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell for it, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you, I tripped right on my face for that one. Yeah, got her out, and seeing all the beautiful stuff, all this beautiful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I know, she talks me into buying this really pretty, it was like some kind of bunny vase type thing.
Mm-hmm.
She talks me into buying it. How great it would look on the dining room table, Mom. It would look really pretty, like a centerpiece. I'm thinking, nah, but it might look good, it might look good on a side table or something like that. So, okay. Well, I hate to say it, but I haven't seen the thing since because it's in her room. Right? It's in her room. I'm like, okay. It's gone. Yeah,
Gone.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a sucker for real. Right? I got took to the cleaners that day. I didn't get took, I wasn't
I
no
love it.
spring window shopping. She took me to the cleaners.
Girls are good at doing that. It's like presto changeo.
Right, right. Sometimes she'll tell me, you know, uh, I think you need, you know, some new tops, or I think you need, you know, some new this or some new that.
AKA
And
that means she needs it.
oh yeah, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know, I'm like, hmm, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I go and look in the mirror and I'm thinking, what's wrong with what I'm wearing? I don't think I really need anything.
Right.
I
Exactly.
got enough already. I think, I'm looking to get rid of stuff, not bring more in.
You're right.
What are you talking about? And, you know, no, she's a clever one.
I
She
know. They are very clever.
she don't really need nothing either. She just wants to get me into the store
Mm-hmm.
because, I think my daughter's a shopaholic. I
Mm-hmm.
have to be honest with you. I think she's a shopaholic. Now I'm not. I'm not. If I don't have a place to put it, I won't buy it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
where do I need it? Where
Right.
am I going to put it? And if I
Right.
can't figure it out, then it stays there.
Right.
Um, because with my OCD, I got to have corner to corner clean. Everything's got to be corner to corner clean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a solo cup sitting somewhere, I have to get it and throw it away. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, sometimes I'm in a big hurry. I've got to run here, I got to run there, I got to do this, or I got to do that. And so sometimes I have to pass up the solo cup or the paper plate or something as I'm heading out.
Right.
I promise you, the whole time I'm gone, that damn plate or cup's on my mind. And I don't know why. But as soon as I get back, that's got to go to the garbage.
Yeah.
Because it will drive me stupid until it is. And so if I don't have a place for something, I don't get it. I don't want it. I'm not a shopaholic.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think my daughter, I told her in the future I might have to call hoarders on her. Right?
Oh God, PG, I could go on for hours of what my kids' rooms look like. Oh my Lord.
Oh goodness. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what hers looks like. It looks like it exploded with all the stuff that belongs to me. Right? That's what it looks like.
Oh, PG. I love you, PG. I'll let you go. I'm glad I caught up for you and keep doing
girl,
what you're
I
doing.
appreciate you coming up and hanging out.
Yeah, it was a good talk. And I just want to bring it back to women. Be more responsible with the men you bring around your children.
How old is your daughters now?
My oldest is 37 that just had the baby, and my youngest is 35.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa,
So there's
girl.
hope, PG. There's hope.
You did it.
I did it.
Yeah, you got it done, girl. You got it done.
They both live independently and happy wherever they wanted to move to. They moved to, and I'm grateful, and I put a lot of work and heart, blood, sweat, and tears out of love.
Did they call and come visit
Oh,
you?
yes, we're very close. Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Those are my girls. They are my girls.
That's what I want in the future. That's what I want in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I hope in the future that I know I only have 4 kids, but I hope in the future that I have like 50 grandkids or
Yeah.
I hope that God multiplies everything. So I look forward to the future where you open the door back and you got the kids and their wives or husbands coming
it's very
in,
emotional.
and all the grandkids, running around. I remember, with my mother, I remember, the grandkids, they didn't visit a lot, but once in a while, they'd come and they'd be hollering for their grandma. Go looking, they go looking for grandma or grandpa through the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought to myself, man, in the future, that's the kind of life I want.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, the one thing I took note of is, my mother, she seemed to let them grandkids go. Let them go with. She didn't let us go with that shit.
Right.
Right?
Oh, no, it's a completely different world.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just lucky that God blessed me with a beautiful baby grandson.
I asked her one day, I said, why do you didn't let us go with what you
said that to my mother too.
And she said, I couldn't hand you back.
I said, Mom, I said, you never would let me just go and buy whatever I wanted, but my kids can do it. What the heck is going on?
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hand to God. Yep.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And what, I mean, how come, How come when the grandkids show up, all these freaking cookies and snacks and
Right.
stuff come out of
Everything flies out of the cabinets. I
Right.
know.
We didn't have it to fly out, right?
Exactly.
Why do they even got it? You know, why do they even got it? I don't know.
It, it's so true. It's so true, PG. It really is.
Beautiful
Oh,
stars. The grandbabies are the best.
they are.
You can't love
I didn't
anything like
know. I
the
didn't
kids,
know,
but
but
the grandbabies
I'm
come
1 year
along.
in.
Aw,
I'm 1 year in, and he's a beautiful boy. And
I'm gonna tell you.
I love this chat, PG. You know that. I love the people
Hey,
that come in
girl.
here. The
I'm
chat
gonna,
here is just amazing human beings that love
you know,
summer.
I hate to say it, but you guys got me looking forward. I mean, I'm not, I know I got a little while to wait, but you guys got me looking forward to become. But how? I'm already, being called granny ain't gonna be an insult to me. I'm already being called granny out here. All right, I'm everybody's grandma, their mother, their sister, something. I'm like,
I call
hell,
you my sister. You're like my sister, PG.
right? I'm already supposed to be like a freaking 100. All right, so I'm like,
Screw the
okay.
haters. Screw the haters. But you do a great job, PG. And we do truly always we love you and we support you.
I love you guys too.
No
I love
matter
you
what
guys
the
too.
bullshit goes on and on YouTube and all the whatever fuckery.
Hey,
What
I'm gonna tell my grandkids in the future. I'm gonna tell them. You just call me Granny Clampett. Right? Don't try to outrun
Oh,
me. Don't try to outrun me. I get
oh,
you.
love it. I love it. I love it. You're gonna be like, you just come over here. Come to grandma. Come to grandma. Grandma take care of it for you.
I'm gonna tell them, come on over here to Granny. Come to Granny.
Mommy and daddy doesn't have to know. That's gonna be my thing. Mommy and daddy doesn't have to know. I love
I'm,
it.
I'm
Well,
gonna tell them
I
I'm
hope
already
this brought
used
some
to it.
smiles to everybody in chat, and PG, I hope it brought smiles to you, my love.
And God bless, much love.
Much love to you, and God bless all you do. I'll talk to you soon, honey.
I love you too.
Bye, babe.
Bye. Yeah, I love talking to her. I love it when she comes up and hangs out with me. She cracks me up. Right. She cracks me up. It's fun. It's fun actually getting to know you guys, like that. That's I like getting to know people. I like getting to know who they are, right? There's acquaintances, people you talk to a little bit as you pass by, and then you have some friends that you chit chat with here and there, but there's some people you just want to get to know, right? Some people you like to know, about their life, about you just I'm one of those people that you know I try to get to know people, you know and hopefully they turn out to be a friend, not a foe. um but it's great to get to know. I'm so busy with content up here, I'm so busy with content and research and all of these things that I don't feel like I really get time to know you all. And and I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time, to get to know you guys out here, you know, better, better than than what I do. I always feel like there's something missing. there's something missing, in all of this. And I think that's what it is. I think it's, I really haven't had the time, you know, to just hang out with you guys, right? Just to come in and hang out with everybody. And because it's about the kids and I'm so busy with that constantly. And maybe I should slow down, right? Maybe I should slow down just a little bit and take some time. I noticed that I have took notice that Justin takes time. Sometimes he just comes in to chit chat. And Ziggy does the same thing. I noticed that sometimes she'll just open up the chit chat. And Smiley just chit chat. And over 2 years out here, and I don't think I've ever opened a live just to chit chat, right? I haven't. And I got to ask myself why. I don't know. I'm a workaholic, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I think that I feel like I might be letting a child down. I might be letting a child down if I'm not covering them. And, I'm always one of those people that try to prioritize everything. And, but it was fun tonight. That was absolutely fun. And that's what we need once in a while, right? That's what we need once in a while, is to just, break loose, right? Just to bust loose and go into left field. So usually when I'm going into left field, it's because somebody done came at us sideways, right? Which they have. And to be honest with you, I ain't forgot about it. It's just that so much is going on with these children, these missing children, that I feel that it's more important to address what I'm addressing right now than, I'm not saying that what's been going on don't need addressed. I'm just saying, everything has its season, right? There's a season for everything. And right now, there's just too many missing children needing to be covered, for me to address other things that I don't feel, over prioritizes what I'm doing. So that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, beautiful Sunflower said this was a wonderful live. Really enjoyed it. Thanks, PG. Usually we go right field and flames, right? Yeah, that's true. And, I really have been trying to pull back on the haters, I've been trying to pull back, from addressing evilness that's coming sideways at us. I think that everyone out here understands, that this channel is one channel that just isn't going, what I'm saying is for over 2 years, we have constantly had to, be going sideways at someone because those someones are coming sideways at us first. And for over 2 years, um, if you ask me, we have won the battles, right? We have won the battles. Why? Because we have done the righteous thing. We don't go sideways at no one. But we do stand our ground when they come at us, right? We do stand our ground when they come at us. And over the last, few days, um, over the last few days, they have been a lot of lies, right? I mean, Jinx put up a live, right? I ain't scared of you, PG. I ain't scared of you. And then she calls me Kathy, which isn't even my name. Um, and a whole lot of other things. And her and her sister was being best friends, right? They were being best friends that night. I haven't forgot about it. You know, they are haters. They are haters. And also you have, Brooks, and I don't know who that other lady is, that speaks like Yanni. I don't know who she is. I thought it was Yanni. She seemed to be insulted when I said she spoke like Yanni. I thought it was Yanni when I heard it, was hearing it. But for some reason, Brooks was under the impression that PG heard through the grapevine what was going on, that I had just heard it from someone else's lips. No, I did not hear it from someone else's lips. I was in that live. I heard that live. I heard every word that was said in that live. That's what Brooks fails to understand. I was there, Brooks. I heard every word that was being said. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Absolutely. I heard it with my own ears. And let me tell you, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking to see how these people, were being so mean to PG. I haven't ever done nothing to them. That lady up there, I didn't even know her. But, she had nothing good to say about PG. Nothing. Some reason, I don't even know why she hated me. Right? Kind of like Bob G. Bob G just hates me for some reason. I don't even know why. I didn't even know the man. But for some reason, he just hated me. He didn't even know me, but he hated me. That's not right. It's not right to hate people that you don't know. That's not right. How can I hate you if I don't know you? Right? I didn't hate Bob G. I didn't even know him. I didn't hate that lady that was up there on that panel being so rude to me. I didn't hate her. I didn't know her. Right? I didn't know her. And I definitely didn't hate Brooks or dislike Brooks at all. I loved Brooks. Right? I loved the lady. I thought she was a nice person. I had no idea she would do what she did. I really didn't. And, then she had a live and got even worse with it, saying, go ahead and report me for your content. I'm going to tell you something. I don't report anyone because that's evil. That's evil, right? That's evil. And the table will turn on you. When you go reporting people all the time, you know, what you do to others will come back to you. Let it be good or bad. It'll be measured up and poured back upon you, right? I don't go reporting people. I don't turn people into CPS unless they absolutely, positively need to be reported. If it's to save a child that truly needs to be saved, of course I will report it. But I don't use CPS, as a tool to go trying to get even with people because I just don't like them. That's disgusting. You don't do that. That's, you're keeping another child from getting help when you're doing these kind of things. How can you say you love children and you want all children to get the help they need if you're utilizing time from an organization that needs that time to be utilized to help children who truly need the help? That's what I'm saying. So I don't do those kind of things, right? Because it's not righteous. I try, and I don't, I'm not a bully. No, I'm not a bully. If I was a bully, I would have been going at them sideways instead of them coming at me, right? I'm not a bully. A bully is them. A bully is people. A bully is people who come at, that come at you for no reason and make you look like a bully because they give you no other option but to stand up for yourself. They give you no other option but to go back at them the way they came at you. Right? That's a bully. When you're just taking up for yourself and standing your ground, you're not a bully. Just means you're not willing to put up with no shit. And that's PG. That's who PG is. I ain't willing to put up with nobody's shit because I don't have to. I don't have to. And I'm not going to. Right? I'm not going to. I put up with enough people's shit in the past. I don't have to put up with their shit any longer. When you're a child like Summer, you have to put up with people's shit because you ain't got no choice. And when you're a teenager, you got to put up with people's shit because you have no choice. But when you become an adult, you don't have to put up with no one's shit ever again. And you don't have to. And I won't. No one should be treated like a doormat or a speed bump. Right? I'm the type of person that bullies don't like. Because bullies don't like to be stood up to. These people wanted to come at PG. They wanted to come at PG with no repercussions. Right? And then they call me a bully. I could only imagine what a bully she was in school. No, actually, the bullies in school didn't like PG either. They didn't like PG because I didn't tolerate them in school as well. I didn't ever want to fight no one. I didn't want to fight no one. I haven't ever started a fight in my life. Not once have I ever started a fight, but I have finished a hell of a lot of them. I have finished a lot. And I'm going to tell you, I know that Jesus held my coat. I knew he held my coat when I had to. These people left me no choice. I haven't ever went at anyone, no one that does not come at me first. And I won't. I won't, because I respect God, and I respect all the humans that God created. And no one deserves to be attacked out of the blue for any reason. For no reason. But out here in this YouTube world, they attack you. Brooks was attacking PG because she wants to build her second channel. She wanted to build her second channel. That's why she's doing the evil stuff she's doing. And she wants to build it off PG's back. Like Daisy. Daisy came at me because she wanted to build her channel. Right? Because they think drama sells. They think drama sells. And that's why they do what they do. And then they try to make you look like the bad one. They want you to look like the bad person. I'm not the bad person. I'm not the bad person. They are. They know what they done. Brooks knows what she done. And I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people like Brooks. And that's okay with me. That's okay with PG. But I don't like her anymore. I don't like her. Once you cross me, I'm done with you. I wash my hands. I'm finished. You will not get a second chance to cross me again. You had an opportunity to have a good friend, and you lost it. And that's your loss. That's your loss. That's the way I look at things. I personally, don't care. I have, took observation of Brooks, before. I stood up for her. I stood up for her when Daisy went sideways at her. I stood up for her. Right? I stood up for her. But she didn't stand up for me. She didn't stand up for PG. She wasn't a real friend. And she let that lady come on her panel and take cheap shots at me every chance she got. And she took a few herself. And they had Brandy up there. Brandy was really the only one trying. Even I don't think Brandy even understood why they were doing what they did. She was the only one trying to, say, hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with PG. I'm not understanding this really, but, okay. It was a sad thing to hear, right? It was a sad thing, a really sad thing to hear. And then she wanted to come out, and play what I had to say about them after I heard with my own ears what they done to me. And then try to make it like I was going to look like a total ass, right? Because I got something wrong. What did you not, what did you get wrong, PG? I got nothing wrong. You did me wrong. I got nothing wrong. That's just the way it is. I don't open a live up in the morning and tell a big bunch of fucking lies the way Brooks does. I do not, you know, I do not put misinformation out here that, can hinder the case of a missing child. She does all the time. All the time. She just, it's all about Brooks and what Brooks can make off the back of these kids and what crazy shit she can say, whether it's true or lie, to get what she wants to get. And now she's got a second channel that she's wanting to get more off of. And it sickens the hell out of me to see these people out here, doing what they do. I don't care how much they get. I really don't. I mean, this is a hard job, this is really hard what creators do. It's hard, and they spend lots of hours doing it. Lots of hours doing what they do in order to get, support from the chat for whatever reason. For whatever reason. They need, some of them need the money to put back into the channel because it does cost to run this. Some of them might need food or medicine, or I don't know. I don't know what they need. And I'm not going to fault them. I'm not going to fault them for, that's why they're there. It's, to get the support. And they're doing they're doing a great justice for these missing kids, being a voice for the voiceless. Of course, there's nothing wrong with compensating them for all the time they spend doing it. Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with supporting them. I don't see anything wrong in that. But I do see something wrong in it when you're not doing it the right way. I do see something wrong in it when you're, coming at people sideways and being ugly just to build that channel. That's not the way to build anything. It's not right to make up lies and spread misinformation in a missing child's case, because the truth's the only thing's going to bring that child home and get justice for it, right? That's what I'm talking about. And it can make a lot of people leave YouTube that are here for the right reason. It's hard enough putting these children's cases together, knowing that they have been so abused and completely destroyed. It's a lot. It's a lot, you guys. If you love kids and you care, this is a lot. And then to have people come at you, do dirty things to you, and try to make you look like the bad person. There's nothing righteous about that. Nothing. Jinkies lied on me, right? She lied on me. I did a good deed. I did what God wanted me to do and keep her ex-husband, who was in a really dark place, from possibly not being here at all. And God put me there to help him through it. And she calls me a home wrecker. A home wrecker. Well, I didn't ever wreck her home. She wrecked her own home by throwing her husband out in order to take another man in. We all know it. We all know it. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't even know her old man till he came over here crying for help. Also, all they like to say is, oh, PG wanted Donald. PG tried to do all of these things when they get, want to make people angry with PG or to make me look bad. And I'm going to tell you something. God put me there for Summer. God put me there as an advocate for Summer. He let me get involved in this case. He let me become close to Candace and Don Wells, and even speak with Grandus at some points. For Summer's sake. For Summer's sake. Nobody was looking to take Don Wells, a freaking substance abuser that clearly was doing nothing, just like his wife, to find his daughter. Researching everything. Why? If you're innocent, you wouldn't have to do that. But God put me there to collect what data I could to give over to TBI law enforcement in order to try to help Summer's case. And I think a lot more could have been done if there wasn't the evilness out here who only cared about themselves instead of the missing children. We could have gotten a lot more information, maybe even what happened to Summer altogether, had we worked together to do so. I tried to help Don and Candace both. I wanted them to be innocent. I wanted them to be the Christians that they was portraying to be. I wanted people to be reading them wrong. I wanted, for one time, the parents not to have done such evilness to their own child. That's what I wanted. But what I want and what is the truth are two different things. I didn't get what I wanted. But I did get a lot of information to turn in to help Summer's case move forward. But the only pay back I've got, the only pay I've got back from all of this everything that I have righteously came out here to do is a lot of hate. A lot of hate from evil people who tried to monopolize this community. And people like myself and people like Justin and people like Smalley, we become victims. We become victims to people like Day Day that don't care about none of these missing kids. She said it more than once that this is nothing but a job for her and one that she'd rather not do, but it brings in the money. And that's okay with people. That's okay. But that ain't okay with me. That's not okay with me. I think that if you're not here because you want to be, you shouldn't be here at all, because you cannot serve these children the way they deserve to be served and looked over and spoken up for unless you do care about them. That's what I think. This channel's the only channel that has been out here and hasn't really made enough to keep it running. The only one. The only one. It costs me to do what I do. I'm paying to be hated on. I'm paying to be called a fucking bully because I'm not willing to take the bully shit. I'm paying for it. And that's okay. Because I'm going to tell you something. Every one of these children, every one of these missing children were money well spent to be here, to keep them in the spotlight, and to be the voice for the voiceless. They were worth it. I do everything I do for them. I'm going to tell you something. If it wasn't for this channel right here, Summer's case wouldn't even be alive right now. Summer's case would have been long gone with the Idaho 4, with the other case of the missing girl that went into the lake in a car. It would have went out with all the other cases that everybody chased and left Summers in the dust. But thanks to this channel, all them creators have always been able to pick Summers' case back up because we kept it alive. God put me here for her. God put me here to pull that baby into the spotlight and to keep her case alive. So hopefully she can be found and justice can be served. And we have done a hell of a job at it. We got an A+. And every other child we cover, we tell the truth, what that child needs in order to be found, brought home, and justice served. Just like the pictures that I showed of Eli tonight. You know, here's pictures of a place law enforcement might want to search, right? This is a place where this guy is off taking pictures. The pictures we show tonight may help Eli to be found because this seems to be a location that this monster likes to be in. And it's possible that's the location where he went and hid this child, right? So, you know something? We're doing all we can do for these children. Law enforcement knows a lot, but they might have not have really thought about these particular pictures of this wooded area. Lots of water, perfect place. And this guy knows his way around it because that's where he's at taking pictures. You know, we do a lot of things, and a lot of research and a lot of everything to put together what we do. It's not easy. And you know, when these people come sideways at you for no reason, they blindside you, right? Like they do. Like they do. When they come at you like that, just to build their channels. Just to build their channel. Well, they ain't hurting nobody but these missing kids because now you're taking the focus and the time that they truly need. They truly need off of them. And that's evil too. It's evil to come at someone sideways to build your channel. It's evil to take the focus off these children who mostly need it. You say you care about them, but obviously you don't. Obviously you don't when you're taking time from them by going sideways at someone else. You're taking the time that you could have been spending covering them, and you're taking the time that the other person has to now address you about your ugliness. That could have been time spent on them as well. So you've lost time for these children on both sides. And that's evil. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of evilness out here, folks. But it sure to hell ain't PG. It ain't PG. PG just refuses. I refuse to be a speed bump for them evil bastards. Especially when I'm out here doing righteous. I will not tolerate it. And I'm not here for them. I'm here for the missing children. So if they want to bring it, then don't cry about the repercussions. Don't sit up on your panel and cry because you got called fart breath. Don't sit up on your panel and cry because you just got totally and utterly told and your evilness called out. Don't get upset because you done what it took to get all of that back upon yourself. That's your problem. But don't try to say someone else is a bully that did nothing but stand up and call you out and defend herself against you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just can't do it. But you know, in all honesty, folks, PG's really tired. I'm really, really tired. I'm mentally drained I am mentally drained by covering so many children that are being destroyed in this manner. It's overwhelming, to say the least. I work a job, I have a family, a household to run, shopping to do, and then all of this on top of it. Is overwhelming. But to have to stand up for myself constantly against the evilness out here that want to contemplate against me and do the bad things they're doing to me. That's a little too much, to be honest. A little too much. As I ask every night, please, please, please keep those prayers going up for Summer. I won't leave until I ask. This baby needs your prayers. The only thing that's going to solve this case is God Himself. So please, let God know that you have faith that He's going to get it done. And He will. Trust me, He will. In the name of Jesus, amen. Please keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for one another. Take care of yourselves, you guys. God bless. Much love. Good night.